So I've got a tale for you fellas.
Okay.
Now, Patrick technically heard the first half of this tale because he was on the phone with me live when it happened. I don't know if he remembers, but I've got a
How am I going to remember?
I've got a second half to the tale. You'll clue in.
Okay.
So a little over a week ago, I was at Osmo's for lunch. Shout out Osmo's. Some good shawarma. You ever want to sponsor the pod? Hit us up.
Honestly,
Oh my God.
honestly, of all of the shawarma.
No,
fast
don't
food-
do it. Don't do it. Don't ruin Osmos.
Here's what I'm gonna
You're
say.
closing our doors.
Sponsorship doors.
Yeah, you're closing
I'm
them.
burning bridges, baby. No, but honestly, of all the fast food shawarma places, every time I go to Osmo's, there's always like a really hard piece of chicken in it, and it just feels like it makes me. You know when you eat something and it's going well and it tastes good, and then one little bite is like a weird cartilage, like some cartilage or some, and then you don't want to eat the whole thing. That happens every single time with Osmo's. Sorry, Osmo's.
I don't have that
Two
problem.
times.
I
Happened to
usually,
you 2 times.
I
You've only been to
usually-
Osmos 2 times.
Here's the
What are
thing,
you
though.
talking
Here's
about?
the thing, though. That happens to me too, but I bite that piece and go, "Oh, that was weird," and then I fucking continue to muck that shit because it's delicious.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, what is
Yeah,
this?
go ahead.
I was gonna say every time I go to Osmos, there's always a hole. There's always a hole in the bottom of my shawarma. Always.
Oh, like a-
And
Like
it-
with the wrap, you're
and
saying?
it always ends up being like a little mix at the bottom.
Yeah. I don't know if that's avoidable with the wraps.
Now,
though.
let me be clear, though. I get shawarma on the sticks, aka on the French fries. I don't do the wraps. I like it on the fries the way God intended. Anyways,
The way God intended? How dare you
anyways,
say
move
that,
past
you
it,
white
move
man?
past
Also,
it,
why
move past
why
it.
do they write sticks like STYX? I've seen them write it like that. I don't know if it's
River
an
Sticks?
Because they're gangsters.
Some Greek mythology
They're
shit.
gang-
so
Gangster.
corny, dude.
Anyways, I'm at Osmo's like a little over a week ago, and I'm just going to get some shawarma between my shifts for some lunch.
On the sticks?
hmm
Okay.
Yep.
And there's these two ladies sitting in there eating. And they're both there you go, Patrick's remembering. Now he doesn't know the second half of the story though. So they're both eating like wraps. Now here's the thing. When Osmos does the shawarma, they put like the tahini sauce and the garlic sauce and whatever, and they have this like red
Hot sauce.
of some kind that
Yep.
they use. I always get it mild. Not that I don't like hot stuff. It's just I don't need to be like, burning my face off when I'm eating shawarma. And their hot sauce is really good, but
And
it
it's
does have a
strong,
good
too.
kick to it.
Yeah.
Because I watch them when they make it. They only really put like 3 little dollops on it. But if you bite into one of those dollops like straight without it being mixed into stuff, that one bite is definitely, you feel it.
Oh, yeah.
So I just want to set the scene to be like what these women did, or what this one woman did, was completely unreasonable. So I'm sitting there standing in line, and this lady's eating a wrap, and she's like halfway through this wrap, and she gets up and she walks over to the Osmos, like to the counter, and she's like, "This is too hot." She's like, "I asked for the mild spice," which is what I always get. She's like, "I asked for the mild spice, and this is too hot. I can't eat this." Now immediately I'm thinking, she just got one of those bites where you get a lot of hot sauce. But the thing itself is probably fine. And the people there are trying to explain this to her. I don't know entirely what she wanted, but she starts going off on them being like, "This is unacceptable, like, do something about it," or like she wanted like another free one.
Can I
Like,
ask you a question?
yes.
What did she look like? I want to know what she looks like.
She was like a, not old lady, but she was probably like maybe in like her 50s or like early 60s or whatever. Like,
Caucasian?
no, she was an older brown lady, if I'm remembering correctly.
Interesting.
But anyways, so her and her friend, so the friend's kind of sitting at the table. She's freaking out, and she's kind of going back and forth with the poor people working there, and they're being like, they're not like getting argumentative or any of that stuff. Like they're just like, well, blah blah blah.
Listen, lady.
We only put like the 3 dollops. That's what the mild is. Blah 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 blah. Like we can't just give you a whole nother free one because you're halfway through this one and you've decided you don't want it. Whatever. So in her anger, she just kind of like, she doesn't place it on the counter. She doesn't like whip it either, but she sort of just like tosses it onto the counter, like right in front of the guy.
Like, no, was there wrapping paper around it? Or just raw sandwich?
It was still wrapped. Like it didn't explode or anything. Like
Yeah.
it didn't have that.
So it
kind
was
of
like a
force.
little throw.
Yeah, it was just a little kind of tossed down onto the table, like an ultimate sign of disrespect.
Mm.
And then she walks back to her friend at the other table, and out loud, and it was decently packed at Osmos that day for some reason, but out loud in front of everybody, she goes, "I'll never eat here again." She's like, "I'll never come back here." She's like,
Wow.
"I'll never eat here again."
Wow, that's it, huh?
That's all it took.
That's the first half of the story that Patrick was aware of because I was on the phone with him the entire time that happened. I was literally on the phone with him at Osmos, and at one point, if you remember, Patrick, I was like, "Yeah, there's like some lady getting into it
Yes.
with the people. I don't know what's going on here."
Yes.
Here's the kicker. Here's the twist. A few days ago, I'm at Osmos again, And who do I fucking see
No way.
eating in the
No way.
fucking same Osmos with her friend?
Wow.
The same lady.
Hypocrite.
Tell me you said something.
What was I gonna
What-
say?
yeah,
Be
what
like,
was he gonna
hey,
say?
I was in here the other day and I saw you make a scene.
Yeah, of course. Say you said you would never come back here.
Oh my god.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to just regale you all with that story
How
quickly.
crazy would that be for Matt to do?
Yeah,
What do you
right?
think you're doing? You liar! What do you think
Yeah,
you're doing?
That would be
here?
insane from him for
Yeah,
sure.
that would-
Honestly, that sounds like a kind of skit that would be on. I think you should leave.
Something
Yeah, it's
that,
like
yeah.
it's like a freaking Seinfeld bit. Like that's what I felt like I was living through. Where I was like, "What is going on?" I was like, "There's no way she's back yet." And she was sitting there like eating a wrap, talking with her friend, no problem. And I was like, "I don't like you made all this stink. You made this whole scene just for days later to come back." And for all I know, she was back earlier than that.
Yeah.
I assume that was like her first time back. For all I know, she went back the next fucking day.
You know what that feels like to me? It feels like when someone is like shitting on a celebrity online. I'm being like, I'm never gonna watch your shit again, ever. But like they watch it again.
Mm.
And it's just like they're kind of like, I don't know what it is, if they're just like angry in the moment, but like in the back of their head they're like, yeah, but I like this shit though.
You know what it is?
What?
It's like a man making a commitment and saying, "I'll never watch porn again,"
Mm.
Oh.
and then he does.
And then he
I
does.
guess it literally is like that, isn't it?
Well, because it's like right after you're done, you're like, you know what? This didn't. Thinking back on what I just did, it's not like it wasn't that great. I don't think I should be doing this that often.
Are we really breaking this down right now?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about when you're done watching,
Oh,
and then you're like, you know, that wasn't that great. You think back like, oh, that wasn't even that great, and then you're not even. You're sometimes you think like, I don't have to do that anymore. But then at some point you get back in the mood, right? Like she was eating.
it
then she
sounds
was
like,
like-
but hold on. It sounds like you're doing something when you watch that kind of stuff. What are you doing?
I think it's
I just
implied.
listen. I just enjoy the cinematic masterpiece. That
I was
it
gonna say,
is.
don't we?
For the
Doesn't
plot?
everybody
For the
just
plot.
watch it? Yeah.
Yeah.
For the plot,
Uh huh.
fully clothed.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Welcome back to episode 5 of Wildly Adequate, the show about anything, everything, and usually nothing. You like that pregnant pause?
Mhm.
I am 1/4 of your hosting crew, Matthew Urso, and I am joined by the footballin', enthrallin', shot callin', Patrick Fahim.
So this is
We're sticking with it.
we're staying. So this is it.
Yeah, I feel like it was set in stone last time. The illustrious one, Mr. Mark Mashricky.
I like that it's like the one. Like I'm the only one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one that's
You're
illustrious.
the only
Only one
illustrious.
illustrious ever. And the pure sex appeal,
Yep.
Malcolm Swat.
I mean, no one knows that because I mean, unless you go into his Instagram, like no one's gonna know that from watching
Mm-hmm.
the audio. I guess like the audio video.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah,
listen
but
to
he's
his
great.
voice.
he's great.
He's
Fill in the
great.
gap.
Malcolm, give me one sexy word into the mic real quick.
Get close.
You just have to whisper it, dog.
Sammy.
Oh my god, that
I
was.
didn't do it for
I
me.
thought he was gonna say something like, "This is so hot."
I was waiting for him to
I
just
couldn't
lean
do
in.
it. I couldn't do
I was
that.
just waiting for him to lean in and give a butthole.
Oh wow!
No.
You know, one
Right
of
to
those.
it.
Anyways, we got things to talk about today, and it sounds like I am gonna start us off because that is what I asked to happen. So,
So
my topic for today. There's a subject that we have yet to get into thus far on our 5 weeks of this wonderful show.
Wow, 5 weeks already, huh?
I know. And it's time we finally get into it. Fellas, I want to talk video games.
Yup.
And I want to know what some of your favorite video games is. So the way I see it is I figure we'll pick what our favorite is, like all time, the GOAT.
Mhm.
And then we can kind of get into some, you know, ancillary
Honorable mentions,
ones and
yeah.
some honorable mentions. But I feel like we got to pick with the one. And I'm going to start.
don't say it.
Fellas, it's time to talk Bioshock.
Oh, good.
Yes.
The greatest game of all time. Now, for those of you who don't know,
You should know.
you should know. And if you don't, honestly, you're dirt. But let me preach the gospel to you a little bit here. And I'll try and do this in a way that makes the most sense.
Do you know what
Bioshock
gospel means?
is like a biblical thing.
What does it mean?
I don't know the literal definition.
You know, Maddie and I are the only two people here that fit the 2 of the 4 gospel names.
Mm-hmm.
You
Matthew
guys
Mark.
You and
are.
Mark.
That's
True.
right. That's
Mhm.
right.
We're gonna ditch you and
guys-
Malcolm for Luke and John.
Yeah, we should just make them Luke and John for the
Mhm.
podcast.
Just for the podcast.
Just for podcast purposes.
And become
yeah.
a Christian Bible
Christian
podcast.
themed podcast.
Exactly.
You know, the Lord spoke to me today.
It means good news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So
so
spread the good news, man.
Preach it,
I'm
baby.
about to thank
Preach
you.
the
Okay,
news.
there we go. I thought you were gonna correct me. Instead, you were backing me up. That's why I love you.
Yeah.
Pound it.
They
So,
just,
anyways,
they just fist bumped.
Bioshock came out 2006 for the Xbox 360. A year later for the PlayStation 3. It is a first-person narrative game. Now, the loose premise is it is about an underwater city. and
Already cool, by the way.
already dope. You show up there as a man by the name of Jack, and things have gone horribly wrong in this city. And I will leave it at that because there are tons of spoilers in the game. Here's a little tease for you people out there. Now, here's the thing. I've been playing video games a long goddamn time. Probably since I was around 3 or 4. I played Bioshock for the first time when I was like 12 or 13. And up until that point, I played some cool video games. I played a lot of interesting shit. I had played some of the early God of War games on the PS2 and the PS3. And I thought, games can't get better than this. Black Ops 1? You mean literally the best thing ever? That's what I thought up until that point. And I was wrong. Because then I played Bioshock. And it is the perfect melding of both gameplay, storytelling, presentation, art design, sound design. It is anything and everything you want in a video game. And I could talk about it till it kills me.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress. So I'd like to know from the rest of you, what are your favorite games?
I'm gonna jump in here. Does it have to be a single standalone game, or can I pick a series? Because if we're picking single, that's different than my series answer.
I would say pick a single, and then, like I said, we'll get to some of the honorable
Okay.
mentions and the ancillary stuff
Okay.
afterwards.
The Last of Us is my favorite game of all time, hands down. I think it's like, to me, the most important part of a video game that I want to experience is the story. That's like number one, and everything else is kind of secondary. That's why I like a lot of Telltale games, because they're kind of like point and click adventure games. So there's not much in terms of gameplay, but the story is like the main focus, and it's so good that I just like it doesn't feel like I'm playing a game that's inferior because the gameplay isn't, intense or interesting. But for The Last of Us, it's like no game has made me care about characters and what's going to happen next more than that game. And not to mention that the gameplay is pretty fun too, and it's even better in the second one. And in some ways, I think the second one is better, but overall, as a package of a video game, Last of Us, the first one, is so damn good. And I'm so glad they killed the show too. The show's fantastic. If anyone has never seen it, it's on HBO Max, aka or Crave in Canada.
Did you think the same thing when he said killed the show? I was about to be like, what? They canceled?
No, they,
It's so
no,
good.
Yeah.
they killed it.
They
They
killed the
killed
show.
it.
It's
I was
over.
about to be like, oh my god, what? It did so good.
Yeah, so it's like, to me, The Last of Us is like, it's like playing a movie. It's like watching a movie, but you're controlling the main character, and it's like, to me, it's such an elevated experience. Like, I love movies, but playing as Joel in The Last of Us and like going through that journey as him, it's so much more intimate than watching someone on a screen. It's like you're controlling every move, and so the emotions are even more heightened for me. And it's like, yeah, I don't know, it's incredible, and it's really well paced, and it's just excellent. 10 out of 10.
We grinded the multiplayer for quite a little bit.
Oh,
Actually.
multiplayer is
I
so
almost
fun.
forgot about that.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have actually been playing The Last of Us factions
Wow.
fairly a lot recently.
Is that in part 2 or is that still the first game?
Still in
No.
the first one, purely because I downloaded Last of Us a while ago because I figured me and Varsh I want to play some games with her at some point, and Last of Us is kind of what I was thinking we would try first because it is very for a backseat gamer, because she won't play it. I'll probably
She'll
play
just
it.
watch
She'll
it.
watch
I was
it.
gonna ask you, how does that work?
But as a backseat gamer, that's kind of arguably something like a Telltale or a Detroit Become Human or
Oh, love it.
an Until Dawn, a game that's literally a movie practically that you're playing through would probably be a little better, but because she's not really gonna give a shit about the gameplay sections of Last of Us, but the narrative stuff I know she'll dig. So at some point we're gonna play it. So I downloaded it a couple weeks ago because I just wanted it on the PlayStation, so it was ready to go for whenever she came over. We were gonna play it kind of thing. But since it's been sitting on my PlayStation, a couple weeks ago, I was like, I've played Factions in forever. Let me check it out for a bit.
That's awesome.
And then I've been getting into Factions again. I'm like, this is an unreasonably good
I know.
multiplayer mode.
It never made sense to me. It's like they released like one of the best story games of all time, and then they released a banger of a multiplayer.
Exactly. And like Last of Us kind of came, not to get too off the rails here, but Last of Us came out at a time, 2013, like it was sort of the tail end
PS3, right?
of, yeah, it was like the last year of like that generation of the PS3 and the Xbox 360. And that generation specifically, there were a lot of games that like shoehorned in multiplayer modes for no reason. And a lot of them are terrible. There's some that I kind of like Bioshock 2 has a multiplayer mode for no reason, and it's like kind of not great, but I love it and like played it a lot like at the time. But even like within Naughty Dog, Uncharted 1, I don't know,
Dude.
but 2, 3, and 4 for sure all have multiplayer modes.
Four's multiplayer was, I loved it.
I never gave a shit about any of those multiplayer modes. I'm like, I do not care. This is uninteresting, whatever. And then Last of Us Factions, it's like so well done.
So well done, yeah.
I don't
And they're
understand.
they're making a new one. They're making like a whole, I don't know, but it's not a standalone game, but they're making a whole multiplayer game that they're gonna release, right?
Yeah, it sounds like they're basically going to just do like a multiplayer only
Yeah.
Last of Us game
Can't wait.
in
Also-
some capacity.
Also, I realized that you kind of gave a premise for Bioshock, so I should probably tell people what The Last of Us is about.
Give us a quick
Zombie
pitch.
apocalypse. That's about it. No, it's yeah, it's really good. I'm not going to spoil much. It's about a man and his journey through the zombie apocalypse and trying to cope with things that have happened to him. And it's about like two characters in particular, him and this young girl who get closer throughout the series. And it's like, yeah, I'm not going to say
something about her, but what is it?
yeah,
Play the game and find out.
something interesting about
Or
it.
watch the show.
Or watch, yeah, if you're not a gamer, please watch the show. It's a really, really good show. If you are open to gaming, then I'd say definitely play the game and then watch the show. It's really, really good. But let's move on to either Malcolm or Patrick. Who wants to go first? Someone tell me about your favorite game.
All right. I want to start off with some honorable mentions for myself.
Sure.
There's a whole lot of them out there, and
How long is this list going to be?
it's not gonna be too long.
100 games.
100 game honorable.
My first honorable mention is gonna be the first Ratchet and Clank, which is just very nostalgic for me. I love it. It's just so much fun.
Was that on the PS2?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is Spider-Man on PS4.
Oh, yeah.
2018.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Made me-
baby.
Banger.
Made me cry.
It made Patrick cry too, right,
Made me
Patrick?
cry, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the only video games to
And
make me
Patrick
cry.
doesn't cry at anything because he's broken inside.
What? That's not true.
Anyways.
Patrick's an emotion. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's overly emotional. I'm just saying like he's not afraid to show his emotions.
Yeah, I should see a therapist.
Like
Anyways.
like I think for episode 3, right, Star Wars.
Yeah.
That made you the waterworks coming up.
Almost every time.
Yeah, yeah.
Less so recently, but
Mm.
there's a long stretch of time where I'd watch that. And
Sure.
That always bought
Also,
my
it's like
eyes out.
over the years, and if you watch it a bunch of times, it's probably gonna hit less.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But sorry, Malcolm, go ahead.
Another honorable mention is the first Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, how
We're
have I
gonna-
not played any of the Red Dead Redemptions?
Honestly, I really want to talk about my honorable mentions too now. keep going.
And I'm gonna say that my favorite game is
Can I guess?
Probably you can guess.
Is it God of War 2018?
No,
Okay.
it is Batman Arkham Asylum.
Ooh, very
Oh, Mark has
interesting.
some
Asylum.
opinions about that one.
There's just something about that game that's just stuck with me for so long, just about how eerie it is and the sounds going on in the background, the characters and the fighting. I remember everything about that game, and I just remember like I think I was maybe like 12 when I first started playing all the Batman games, and that game is just stuck with me, and it creeped me out the whole time I was playing. I loved it. I loved the shit out of it.
You know what I'll say? Because the guys mentioned that I have words to say about this game. I tried playing it for about like an hour, and I just couldn't do it. And I think a part of it is because it's quite old now. I think it's like 08 or something. It's really old. It's like-
Maybe, yeah, it might be like 08, 09.
Yeah.
something
I don't
like
know.
that.
To me, it was like I started playing it, and the age showed right away. And then also, I was just like, I think if I started playing it when I was young, like you, I would have been more open to it, and like it probably would have felt like next level to me back then.
Yeah.
But now, since I've played like some insane games, like, you know, these last couple of years, I felt like I just couldn't get into it, and the gameplay was kind of repetitive, and I don't know. But I will give it another chance at some point. I'm sure it's great, especially story wise. But yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, story's great.
It's very
Let's hear
interesting.
from
too.
Patrick.
Patrick, what's your favorite
Hey,
game
guys.
ever, dude?
My favorite game ever? I think
Say
you
it.
guys...
Say it.
I know. Is it?
I think everyone here knows it.
Is it a raccoon man?
Oh, wow. That's actually an honorable mention. That's not my favorite game
Sly
ever, though.
Cooper.
Sly Cooper's
Say it.
very nostalgic game for me, yeah.
Say it.
Oh, is it, okay. I know what you're saying. here.
Now you know.
Go ahead.
Give it to me.
It's Skyrim.
Here it is.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, how did I not say that? How did I not say
I
that?
don't know.
Fusroda!
Skyrim is basically just a role-playing game.
Fantasy.
It's set in the fantasy world of the Elder Scrolls. Yeah, you just make your character, and the best thing about it is just you get to choose how you're going to explore the map, what abilities you choose to pursue, what skills you choose to level up. You can be a good guy, you can be a bad guy. It's almost everything is in your control in that game. That's what I love about it.
Very nerdy.
I'm so
RPG.
disappointed in myself for not even thinking about Skyrim.
It's not even an honorable mention.
Not even an honorable mention. That's crazy.
Honestly,
yeah.
I just have to say it now that it's an honorable mention. It's more than an honorable mention. I can't. I don't want to replace. Honestly, I want to replace it, but I'm not going to because I'm not going to steal yours.
Yeah.
But
No, steal it. Go ahead, man.
I'm not going to steal it.
Say it.
Do you like Skyrim better than Arkham Asylum?
Yeah.
He does.
I
Yeah,
really
he
love it.
does.
I love
It's his
it.
favorite
I love
game.
it.
Two Skyrims.
I love
See,
it.
here's
I
the
don't know
thing
how
with
I forgot
Skyrim.
about it.
I played it for the first time a couple of years ago, mostly because Patrick was like, just try it, just try it, just try it. And I played it. I beat it. I probably put like, I forget, but like on the low end, maybe like 15 hours, high end, like 20 hours into that, which I know into Skyrim is
Yeah, it
a
sounds like a
drop
little
in the
Very
bucket.
Yeah.
little.
Because I know there are
Fraction.
people who play that game for like 100 hours. It's just, we've talked about this, but I'm not the biggest fantasy guy. So from Bethesda, as much as I appreciate Skyrim, I love Fallout. Like Fallout 3 and New Vegas, I've played through both of those probably like 2 or 3 times each. And when I do play through them, it's like a 50-hour playthrough,
Yeah.
like kind of thing. Like, because I'm just, I love it.
I
like
love
my
Fallout
sci-fi.
4.
Fallout 4 is also dope.
So good.
I'm gonna throw out a couple honorable mentions here
Let's
because they're
go.
on my mind.
Let's break it down.
Ghost of Tsushima is one of the best games I've ever played. You play
Mm.
as a samurai, and it's a Mongol invasion, and you gotta fight them off, baby, and it's so fun. The story's awesome. It's beautiful visually as well. It's one of those games that's like it nails it everywhere. It nails it in like the visuals and the story and the gameplay and like everything's just perfect. I love it. It's fantastic. Another game that I will mention as well is Bioshock Infinite. I know Maddie likes, but Maddie likes the first Bioshock. It's his favorite. To me, my favorite is Infinite. I love Infinite so much. It has a really dope. I thought the story of Infinite was like super unique and interesting. And yeah, I don't know. Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm just seeing it on Maddie's laptop here. Also one of the best games ever. Malcolm, you got to get on that. If Red Dead 1 is
I
one of
know,
your
I gotta get
favorites,
on it.
like
I
Red Dead
really-
2 is insane.
I really.
Wait a
You
minute,
haven't
wait a
played
minute,
Red
wait a
Dead
minute.
2?
You've never played Red
No,
Dead 2?
he
Oh
hasn't.
my god, Malcolm.
I really want to.
Shit.
I'm seeing. Is that your list right there of your favorite games? 'Cause
So this is the site is called Backlogged. It's the word back and then loggd.com. It's kind of like, for people out there who might know, Letterbox,
for movies, yeah.
which is kind of like a site where you can like you can categorize all your like movies that you've watched, and you can like give them ratings, and you can even write reviews and like
That's cool.
create lists and all this stuff. And this backlog site is like that, but for video games. So when I found this, I was instantly in love. Unfortunately, there's no app for it, which is, at least as far as I'm aware, so I have to use the website. Add me on there. I am Mega_Maddie for anybody
Also, I just want to
interested.
put out here, since I feel like multiplayer games aren't mentioned a lot, like for example like Call of Duty, but I just want to put out there that a couple other honorable mentions are Modern Warfare 2 for myself and Black Ops 2. I played Black Ops 1, but it just didn't hit me the same that Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 2 did, and I just feel like the multiplayer in those games was just another world for me. It was just another world of going back and forth with other idiots on the other side of the microphone and just going crazy, and it was just a great time.
There was a summer in my life. It was the summer of grade 6. So what year would that have been? 2010 maybe, 2011, where every single day I woke up, went to my PlayStation 3, played Modern Warfare 3, ate chips all goddamn
Dude,
day
I don't know.
while playing, and frickin' repeat, like
Dude,
sleep repeat.
I had the same exact experience when MW3 came out. I don't know what people prefer MW2 generally, and I never really like went crazy on MW2.
Yeah.
But MW3 for some reason I just like, I think it was like the age of me. It was like I started getting really into video games around that time.
Yeah.
And when it came out, I just went ham on it for months of just playing it every single day.
Yeah.
Like, it was so fun. Also, I'm gonna throw this out there as well. The reason I was asking about series versus individual games is because my favorite video game series of all time is Uncharted. I love Uncharted so much. I have a poster of it in my room, and Nolan North signed it, who plays Nathan Drake, the main character of the series.
How much is that worth?
I don't remember. It was
$10.
it was a little expensive, I'll be honest, but at the same time, it was worth it.
How much is it worth right now? I mean,
Oh, I don't know.
$10.
oh, 10
I don't
months?
really know.
Very
I don't
good.
even know if I mean, it would have to be an insane amount for me to even consider selling it. It's like it's one of my favorite. It's like my prized possession. I love that thing.
Mhm.
And yeah, that game is really fun too. That game is like basically like Indiana Jones, and like it's funny, it's dramatic, it's intense. It makes me feel all the emotions, and it's just a really good time. Love that game.
Just really quickly, I was going to toss out for COD, and then I've got a million honorable mentions. But
Okay.
Black Ops 1 was my COD. Now, World at War will always be my favorite because I'm a World War II geek, so like playing World at War was always my shit. But Black Ops, I've been meaning to actually go back to it at some point because that was a game that like when I was around that like 10, 11, 12 age, it was playing multiplayer with my friends every single day. It was playing zombies every single day. But it's been a while and I want to go back to it, but based off of my recollection, I would put forth that the Black Ops 1 campaign is like legitimately really good. And I know people point to Modern Warfare 2 for that, where they're like, oh, there's like the no Russian mission and like all the like
And then the airport scene where you
Oh,
get to
yeah.
slaughter a bunch
That's
of innocent people.
the no Russian
Oh, is that
mission,
the
yeah,
no
where it's
Russian
like
mission?
you
Okay.
shoot the like airport full of people and it was like
Yeah.
super controversial at the time and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
love
like-
playing through that over and over again.
Oh Jesus!
You just
Oh my
He just
God!
replays. You know, I've never played a COD campaign in my life.
Really?
Wow.
Not one. I think it was just
Really?
because, you know, games have always been expensive, and it's one of those things where, like, I mean, I'd kind of ask my parents for it sometimes, and sometimes I'd be like, oh, just wait a little bit for it to go on sale. But all my friends would get it. Like, a lot of my friends would get it day one. So by the time I got it, they were done the campaign and they were into multiplayer. So I would just join them on the multiplayer. Like, I never really got a video game like that day one. So if I got it day one, maybe I'd play the campaign. But yeah.
Honestly, when I started playing MW2, it wasn't until a bit later after it came out, because my parents wouldn't let me play any Call of Duty games. And one day my dad just came home and he just surprised me. He goes, "Here you go."
Cool.
I was over the roof.
Was
I
it
couldn't believe he bought
Over
me
the roof?
over the whatever. I don't know
Over
what
the
to say.
moon?
Over
It was
the
over
moon. I was over
everything.
the moon. I couldn't believe my dad bought
I
me
was
Call of
over the
Duty.
roof.
I was over the roof.
He was raising the roof.
With Black Ops 1 though, I quickly just pulled up the thing. Like, here's 3 people that are in the cast. Sam Worthington is the main guy who's like in the Avatar movies and a million other shit. Ed Harris as Hudson and Gary motherfucking Oldman as
Oh,
Reznov.
wow.
And what's so dope, what I really like about Black
Can I-
Ops 1.
Can I just cut ahead for 1 second?
Sure.
Do you know who Gary Oldman is, Patrick? He plays Sirius Black from the Harry Potter movies.
Mhm.
Really?
And
That's
Commissioner
Gary
Gordon.
Oldman.
That's
He's
great.
I knew when you said that, no
Reznov.
one else knew who he is.
and then what other movie was Sirius Black in that you were surprised that didn't?
Batman.
Oh yeah, he's Commissioner,
oh, the
Commissioner
Batman,
Gordon
that's
right.
in the Christopher Nolan trilogy.
And what I love about that is in the World at War campaign, that campaign is broken up into like playing as Soviet guys in like the European front and playing as American guys
Oh, I
like
didn't know
in the
that.
Pacific against the Japanese. And in the World at War campaign, Reznov is in that campaign like as this kind of like Russian guy you're fighting alongside with, and it's Gary Oldman still. And then when they did Black Ops 1, he's in it as like a main character, and there's no other real connection to World at War because World at War doesn't really have like that big of a story. It's just, you know, World War II. But they brought him from that, and I just remember as a kid that being like so neat that they like tied them together in that like direct but like sort of unrelated way. But yeah, I just think the Black Ops 1 campaign is legitimately great. Now for some honorable mentions.
Here we go.
As I'm thinking about it here, I want to kind of like cover some different genres. So it's like first person.
Forza.
What?
Forza.
Forza, the car game. I'm not a big car sim guy. Like kart racers, shout out motherfucking Mario
Kart, dude. Of
I mean,
course.
what are we talking
Mario
about?
movie.
Mario
Yeah,
movie.
I can't wait for that.
Fighting games. You got your Smash Brothers. My beloved Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just so
It-
good.
It's kind of ironic you say that because I think you're one of the worst ones at that game.
Thank you. Which
I
one?
didn't know you
Smash or
were
Mortal
gonna
Kombat?
Mortal Kombat 11.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
honestly, I'm gonna say this. I feel like I'm the worst at Mortal Kombat,
Mm-hmm.
or
I
it
wouldn't
depends
say
on.
that.
It depends. You would say that?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, you wouldn't say that. Who'd you?
I would honestly, genuinely say.
Oh, here we go.
Patrick's the worst.
Bro, you can't beat my
That's what I was
Kotal
gonna say.
Khan.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I've
You
beat-
can't beat my
I've-
Kotal
I've beat-
Khan.
I've beaten
Everyone
your-
can beat your Kotal
I've
Khan.
beaten your Kotal Khan
Except for
many
when you
times.
get really lucky and just start hitting every combo for some reason.
Yeah, really lucky. All the time, but when you get really lucky.
I cannot claim that I'm the best at Mortal Kombat by any means, but what I can claim with pretty strong confidence is that I'm the best at Super Smash Brothers. I'd definitely say that amongst the four of us. I'm gonna leave that there. I dare you to disagree with me.
I don't know. I don't even give that much of a shit. But so fighting games, obviously, platformers. Shout out Mega Man 3. Shout out Super Mario Bros. 3. The iconic classic GOATs. Puzzle
Super Mario
games.
64.
Super Mario 64 for some 3D games. Super Mario Odyssey.
Galaxy,
games.
Super Mario
Galaxy.
Galaxy, yeah.
Puzzle games. There is no puzzle game on Earth greater or more addicting than Tetris.
Oh.
What a perfect game.
I don't think I've ever
Oh.
played it.
Insane
Perfect.
person.
In any form?
Maybe once. I don't remember though.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Arcade games. Galaga. Galaga 88. Miss Pac-Man. Dig Dug.
Who says Miss Pac-Man and not Pac-Man?
Miss Pac-Man's a better game than Pac-Man.
Why?
The
I've
prob-
never actually played
Never
Miss
played-
Pac-Man.
I've never-
Technically, well, Miss Pac-Man A came after, but the thing is with Pac-Man is it's the same repeating level over and over again. Whereas
Okay.
Miss Pac-Man, the layouts of the levels change, so there's like more variety to it, and it's just a better game. And also Miss Pac-Man, she's got the little bow, she's got the little lipstick, it's adorable.
Okay.
I'm looking at.
Are you
I'm
turned
looking
on
at-
by
I'm
Miss
looking at-
Pac-Man?
Maybe move past it.
Okay.
Obviously, you've got. I would put forth the entire God of War franchise because I've
Oh
been
my
playing
God.
it since I was like a little kid on PS2,
Yep.
probably way earlier than I should have. But my parents were like, it's fantasy, it's not real. Who cares if this man rips a Gorgon's head off or whatever?
Yeah, it's a Gorgon.
It's just a Gorgon. Gorgons
It's just a
aren't
Gorgon.
real.
They don't have
They're
feelings.
nasty fictional creatures.
And then specifically when they revitalized God of War in 2018
Oh my
and
god.
then nailed the sequel out of the park
Yep.
Yeah.
and then some with Ragnarok, I just think God of War
Where's
is
the
a
and then some?
franchise.
What's the and then some?
Just out of the park and then some, right into somebody's windshield
okay.
to keep the baseball metaphor going. I just
Hurt someone real bad too.
that franchise is so good, and what I love about the two most recent games is they found a way. I think a lot of people unfairly in gaming circles always kind of shit on the original run of God of War games because they were like, oh, they're like really visually impressive and they're so fun to play and they're like great games. But Kratos kind of sucks as a character. Like he's just angry and yells all the time. And I never got that from those games. And I love what they did in 2018 in Ragnarok of like grounding Kratos a little more and
more
making him
complex,
more of like
yeah.
a complex character.
Yep.
But still, put it this way, I'm not the first person to have ever had this thought, but I think the coolest thing about the two most recent God of War games is that it's the same Kratos from like the 5 or 6 Greek games
Yep.
before. Because I think if you had just started God of War over again and been like, it's Kratos and he's in the Norse mythology, it'd be cool. But the fact that it's the same guy with all this baggage and that like very smart people in the Norse world know these like bits and pieces about him and will reference shit of like, oh, you're that guy from Greece. Oh, you're that guy that killed all the Olympians. Like, you're
Yeah.
this kind of fucking troublemaker for gods. Like, you know, we got a bone to pick with you. Like, there's just so much fascinating, interesting shit that comes out of that. That is
They made it. They made
Chef's
it.
kiss.
They made it much more real. Like in terms of, they made him as a much more interesting character while still keeping like, you know, his old history true.
exactly.
Which is great. Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
And he's much more jacked.
And he's, bro is yoked.
Yeah.
Indie games, I love them. I can't get enough of them. Rattling off a few. Celeste, beautiful platformer,
Love that game.
really good story. Shovel Knight,
Hmm.
dope platformer, gorgeous pixel art, so good. Hades, probably the best roguelike I've ever played, and that's including Enter the Gungeon. And I love Enter the
Love
Gungeon.
it.
But Hades is just 10 out of 10 perfect.
Does anyone here not like Cuphead?
I love
Cuphead is another 10 out of 10.
You know what happened? You know what happened? You know what happened with Cuphead for me? I played through the whole thing like in about a week or two, and I got to the very last fight where you fight the devil.
Mm.
And I think I've told you guys about this,
Oh, I remember this.
but I played it for so many hours back to back to back, like every single day. And by the end of it, I was kind of burnt out and done with it. And when you fight the devil, you basically have two options. You get in there into his like lair, and it goes, do you want to surrender your soul to the devil and give up, or do you want to like fight him? This is the last boss battle. I was so done with the game. I was like, here's my soul. And then it just rolls the credits and the game's over.
And that's it.
Yeah, and then I told Maddie I finished the game, but I just ended up selling my soul. He's like, you didn't finish the game then. I told him, I saw the credits, bitch.
Yeah, that was incredibly
Yeah.
frustrating still to this day. But yeah, well, I won't continue rattling off games because I feel like we could do this forever. But there's so much and so many genres. Like we mentioned, you know, there's multiplayer stuff. There's like shooting games. Mark mentioned like you've got Telltale's kind of more like point and click movie sort of stuff. There's stuff like Until Dawn and, you know, Detroit Become Human, which is in that similar vein. Horror games, which
Also, sports games too. I mean, I like playing like
Sports.
NHL, FIFA, like a UFC.
I would have mentioned those, but they're just like it's
They're-
fun
they're-
to play, but
yeah.
it's not memorable enough.
No.
Like
I
it makes me
understand
too angry.
sports games I'm similar with like car games, where I'm not as into like the sim games, but it's like you put like a Super Mario Strikers or
Oh,
like a
love
Wii
that.
Sports
Oh,
in my
yeah.
hand, like I will
Sports
fuck
Resort?
You. Wii Sports
Oh my
Resort.
Remember when they
God.
did Wii Sports and then they were like, "Here's something better, Wii Sports Resort, dude."
Yeah, like I will fuck you up in some Wii Sports baseball. Like don't even get me
Like,
going.
baseball that was so much fun.
Hitting
Getting that home run.
dingers, just dinger after dinger, nonstop, just bow out of the park.
Smashed
and
it.
where, Patrick?
Windshield.
Right into the windshield. Thank you, Mark. That was called a callback.
I'm on it.
Oops.
Yeah, video games.
But
love
yeah,
them.
so video games. I just wanted to, quickly. I'm sure this is a topic we'll come back to in some capacity. In fact, I know we will because I have a topic that kind of revolves not just about video games, but like I know my answer to it would involve video games. But that's a topic for the future. For now, go out and play some games.
Yeah, have
There's
fun.
a lot of them.
Get outta here.
Have fun. And if you don't play games,
Are you telling them to stop listening to us and to watch video games?
No.
Play video games?
no,
Sorry.
listen to us while you're playing the video game. If you're playing a narrative game, okay, fine, turn us off. But like, go play Tetris, put us on in the background. Your life will be perfect.
By the way, I'll say one more thing. If you're a person who plays a story game and skips the cutscenes, you're an animal.
Oh my God, you
How could
deserve
you
to
do
be
that?
put
I've seen
down.
people do that with like games that are made for like the main things is the story. I've seen people skip like The Last of Us.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can't believe it.
I think we can all agree that those people.
Dirt.
Malcolm
face
didn't
it.
mention Hogwarts Legacy.
I haven't gotten that into it. I haven't played it in like a couple weeks.
Oh wow.
Okay.
If you skip the story, you're dirt.
If you skip the story, you're Slytherin. All right, this is my impression of a clicker from The Last of Us. Ready? Someone rate it in the comments, please. Thank you.
It is really good. And
Thank you.
I don't like it because it's a little. It makes me uncomfortable. Anywho, I'm just obsessed with the pregnant pauses today. I want people to be sitting there and being like, "Did my fucking phone die?
They check their phone.
Did it
yeah.
get muted?" That's what I'm hoping for. Mr. Malcolm, take us away.
Let's do it. Today, I just want to talk about. Let's talk about comfort. I want to know what everybody finds comforting. What makes you relax? What puts you in a good mood? Like, just tell me. What puts you in a good?
Just
what,
tell
what-
me.
Just
Why
tell
just
me.
tell
what,
'em,
What
guys.
puts you guys in a good mood?
I'm not really. It seems like to me, it's like.
It can be anything you want. It doesn't have to be anything specific. Literally anything that puts you in a good mood.
Can you start and throw out some examples? Because I don't have anything that's coming to
I've
mind at
got
the moment.
one, but
Yeah.
if you've got something, Malcolm.
All right, I'll just throw out a couple examples. Just like knowing I'm gonna like watch a movie at night, or
So
knowing I'm going
knowing
out.
that you're not watching
Knowing.
the movie, knowing
Just
that you're gonna watch the movie
knowing that I'm gonna,
comforts you.
yeah. So let's say I'm at school. I'm doing a shit ton of homework or something, and I know I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be excited all day long. I'm like, I want to get home. I'm gonna go watch a movie with everybody.
Can I have now that you've said that, I have one really quick, and it came into my mind right away. It's knowing that there's so many movies, shows, and video games out there that I'm never gonna finish all of them, and there's always something to look forward to play or watch. Like the fact that there's an insane amount of movies out there, and if I watched one every single day, I would never be finished. So that gives me comfort of like, I'm always gonna have something to entertain me and be like interested in, and like I just started rewatching Stranger Things. Because I never watched the fourth season, so I'm rewatching 1, 2, and 3, and so yeah, I love the show, and yeah, that's having me excited. So when you said that having like something to look forward to watching, to me like I think of shows as well because they're lengthy, and I'm like, you know what, there's so many shows that I want to get to, and I'm gonna get to them maybe years from now. Who knows?
To some people, that's I think like they find that like daunting, where they're like, I'm never gonna watch all the movies, I'm never gonna play all the video games.
I love
Whereas
it.
to me, it's like a thing of just like, oh, there's always something. I feel like I've told the three of you this like separately or together in the past, but it always makes me laugh if like one of you guys is like, oh, let's do something today. I'm bored, because I find I'm like never bored, because it is the thing of like, well, there's always a comic to read, there's always a game to play, there's always like I've always got something. So when you guys are like, oh, I'm bored, and I'm always like, but there's so much stuff.
I know. I've been realizing that a lot lately. I used to play video games like every single day. I'd come home from school, do my homework, and then play games. And now I've been playing a little bit less, and it's kind of making me sad thinking about it because I'm like, I used to love this shit so much, and I think I still do. But because I'm like working and shit, I have less time. And then when I get home, I'm just like tired mentally and physically. So I'm like, I don't think to do certain things. And that's why I'll just like be like, oh, let's just hang out and do something, I guess, because it's just easier.
That's
you know?
me with watching movies and TV, where like anime, for example, like I haven't watched nearly as much as I was at one point in time, and it is a thing of like, if I have one of those days where like, I work all day and I come home and I've got like 2 hours or whatever before I go to bed, I find myself gravitating more towards like, I'd rather go read like a comic for a little bit, or I'd rather go play video games for a couple hours instead of, watching stuff. But to each his own. Fuck your topic, Malcolm. We're going back to video games.
Video games part 2.
Comfort.
Another half an hour.
Here's a simple thing in life that gives me comfort. And every once in a while I do this. I was doing this particularly over the pandemic just to like get the fuck out of the house. And I found this comforting. But I'll still do it now, more in the summer than in the winter every once in a while. Even sometimes if, let's say, I'm not in the best mood, if I'm a little angry.
If you're cranky.
I like just going for a good car ride every now and then.
I know you do. With the
Like,
windows down,
just
huh?
a simple car ride, windows down, like loud music going, is something that gives me just this, like, it's just a nice comfort. And if there's times when I'm like pissed off or whatever, it's a nice little way to cool off. But like there'll be times where I'll drive like just around town, like I don't go anywhere like far. I don't even leave Milton, but I'll just like drive. I'll take like a 15-20 minute drive from like here to like, Steeles to Tremaine to Louis Saint Laurent and then home. Like I'll basically just do a box
Dude.
around town, and it's just like a nice little like 15-20 minute where I'm like, this was relaxing.
Dude, you'll be proud of me, Maddie, especially because the other day when I was driving home from work, because we watched Top Gun Maverick recently, and there's what's that song called from One Republic that we were talking about? Yeah, it's a great song. What's it called? I Ain't Worried.
Yeah.
I think it's so. The weather was really nice. It was 15 degrees the other day. So I rolled down the window. I had my my arm hanging out the window, and the breeze was really nice. And I just listened to it nice and loud and just drove home. And I was like, you know what? I get what Maddie's talking about because I've never been a windows down type guy, but I really enjoyed it. It was a good time.
It's
Enjoyable.
it's such a like simple life pleasure that to Malcolm's topic, it gives me comfort.
I feel
God,
like-
I can't wait for the warm weather.
Right? I feel like I take it for granted too. Just like that moment of just being by yourself and relaxing and listening to music. It's just like, yeah. Also, here's what I'm going to say. This is a very strange one, and I know no one's ever done this between you guys probably. But in my room, what I like to do to comfort myself at night is I have 3 pillows. I use 3 pillows, right?
Overkill.
Overkill? Maybe. Because here's what I'll do. I'll have my favorite thickest pillow dead in the, I have a double size bed. So I'll put one pillow flat in the middle, or maybe like kind of on an angle, and then I'll have another pillow on each other pillow on either side. So I'll kind of like sandwich myself. I'll have like one on my left, one on my right. So I'll have like a resting spot for both my arms, and then the one behind me. So I'll watch a show or a
sleep
movie.
on your back?
I've done that before.
No. I'm talking about like if I'm just watching TV or whatever.
Oh.
I'll lean one like on an incline. That's the one that's going to be for my back and neck, and then one on either side. It makes me feel secure.
I see.
Like that's really comforting to have something on my left and on my right, and be like guarded on either side.
It's like you're back in the womb.
I think it's something like
God.
that. I really like. To me, it makes me feel so relaxed, and it makes me feel like all comfy and shit. I'm like, cool.
Mark wants to get back in the womb. Now, Patrick, really quickly, you laughed at or like scoffed at the idea of Mark sleeping on his back. Why?
I don't sleep on my back, by the way, but yeah, interesting.
Why? What's wrong with sleeping on your back?
I don't think anyone just purely sleeps on their back.
Some
So
people
how do you
do.
sleep?
Whole
I do
night.
sometimes.
On my side.
Okay,
I
back
sleep-
or side too. That's an acceptable answer. If you said I sleep on my stomach, well,
That's,
How does that even work?
I don't
Dude,
know how that works.
I don't know. I've seen like in movies and shit, people like sleep on their stomach. Like I can't even rest on my stomach because my neck is all like bent sideways. Like how do people sit?
I can rest like that, but like sleeping, no.
I do it just like I just hold a pillow. Just like that.
I guess, yeah.
Also, you said overkill for 3 pillows. You're a bastard. Because here's what I'll do. I'll have like the one I'm sleeping on, and then I'll have sometimes one like hugged,
Mm-hmm.
and then one in between the
your
legs.
Who
Yeah.
needs that many
Dude.
pillows? I
Bro,
just
it's
use the
so
one pillow for
comfortable.
my
If
head.
you've never sandwiched a pillow between your legs, it's such a nice
You don't.
feeling.
Yeah, you don't know. You have to do it, then you'll know.
I guess.
Yeah.
That could be a whole nother topic. I want to talk about like sleeping.
Pillows in
etiquette.
between your legs.
No,
Oh.
like
Pillows
sleeping.
between your legs, the topic.
Like so let's talk about that for half an hour. No, I want to talk about sleeping etiquette at some point.
we'll
That's
get
not
to
my
that.
topic today, but anyway.
I can't
Patrick, do you
resolve-
have a comfort
Well,
thing?
I was gonna say I can't resolve comfort with like relaxation. Like you guys are saying stuff that comfort you in the sense
It
like
could be
when-
mental comfort.
Yeah. Well, what
or
I'm
physical.
perceiving from what you guys are saying is like, oh, it comforts me from life's troubles. But like I just keep thinking about like what it feels like to just lay in the ocean. And like the waves it's like gentle waves, and it's like that saltwater feeling, and you're just like lying down and the sun's hitting your face. That's like That's like a comfortable state for
That sounds
me.
comfortable.
Right.
It's amazing. I
Well,
love
there's
it.
things that aren't even like escapes necessarily, but like life's, I don't know, like little comforts. Like I was gonna toss out one. I don't have a problem, but I was gonna toss out like I like a good like
Cry?
drink, like every now and then. Like they're obviously
Like you're talking alcohol.
yeah, alcohol.
Why did I think you were gonna say cry?
No, I wish I did that. There are times where it's like, yeah, obviously if I'm just if I'm like out, if we're at like a bar or whatever and I'm having a beer, it's like that's more of like a little like indulgence. But
Do you
like,
know how much you drank on your birthday?
how much I drank?
I've never seen you. You didn't drink like an insane amount, but I've never seen you drink that much in any time I've ever
I've
around.
definitely
showed.
drank more than that.
Around
I'm
us?
I'm just asking you, how much did you drink on your birthday?
Can I?
Didn't I have the shot of the bourbon, like
You had multiple shots.
2 porn stars?
You had multiple
and
shots.
2
You had
beers?
at least 3 porn stars.
Yeah, I was gonna say
was
it
like
was like
4.
a handful
It was
of
like
porn,
4.
but I gave one to Varsha.
Did you?
Yeah, 1 porn star I for sure gave to her, so it's probably like 3 porn stars, a beer.
Dude, I was
Are you
wondering.
trying to say you're
Dude,
not
I-
an alcoholic?
Dude,
Yeah.
I was wondering why my bill was so high.
Don't make me look bad. No, well, I was pissed. I don't think I gave you guys shit about that, but I definitely gave Varsh shit about that after.
About
where I was
what?
like, because Varsh was like, "Oh, we'll pay for your stuff, whatever." I said, "If you want to pay for the fucking food, fine, whatever." I said, "But nobody needs to pay for my like drunk ass. I'll pay
Oh,
for my own
nonsense.
booze." And then at the
It's your
end, when
birthday.
I didn't pay for anything, I was very annoyed, and I told Varsh, I was like, "Why did everybody else?"
No, dude,
pay
I'm
for
just
my
I'm
booze?"
just being silly. Like we love you. We didn't
I
do that
know.
for
I
you. Of
thank you
course.
very much. I appreciate. But I was just
problem.
like, you don't have to pay for the booze. But what I'm saying is like,
I just think of myself there and like me turning to Patrick being like, man, he's really pounding them back.
fucking wallet.
You think he's gonna keep pounding them back at this rate?
Hey, slow down, buddy.
But so what I'm saying is in terms of a comfort, like, and you know what? I'll widen it even to like, when you're thirsty, you can relate to this more, Patrick.
Oh, yeah,
When you're
Patrick.
thirsty and you have like a cold glass of water,
Wow.
It's not comforting.
that's not comforting.
refreshing.
No, it's refreshing.
Like
Come on, let's get our words straight.
3 in
here.
the
Come on,
morning,
Matt.
you're just craving a like big cold glass of water, and you just gulp it all down.
Yeah,
That's like saying I was watching a comedy show and the guy made me laugh and it was comforting. No, it was hilarious. It wasn't
Yeah.
comforting.
Yeah.
I guess I'm saying like,
the whole water thing to me, it's not comforting. It's, and especially in the scenario Malcolm painted, that's just pure euphoria, bro.
Oh
I'm
wow,
telling you.
that's
dude.
how passionate he is about
Remember,
water.
I mean, I'm not a sport guy, but I remember sometimes we'd be out in the summer, like running around playing soccer, and nothing would feel better than
Nothing
having
better.
an ice cold bottle of
Nothing,
water,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
like chugging 75% of it, if not the whole thing.
Mhm.
Love it.
You know what? How about food? Will you accept that?
Yeah.
Like comfort
Food's
foods.
comfort.
Yeah,
Dude.
comfort food. That was the
Comforting.
theme of the potluck that I had at work
That's true.
last.
Dude,
yeah.
I love comfort food, soul food,
Mhm.
diner food.
Food to me is just comforting. And
Sure.
again, it's kind of like what I was saying about like drinking, where it's like, yeah, if I open my cupboard, what?
Sorry, we're thinking about food, and I'm trying to link food with comfort, and all I can think about is myself lying down on a couch with a bar
Slathered in-
of fudge in my hand and just pounding
Pound
that
down.
whole bar back.
Okay, but that's what I was gonna say. Like me reaching into the cupboard and like pulling a handful of pretzels out, like just
Yeah.
because I want a snack. I don't think of that as like food being comforting. To me, it's like it's either like a nice meal or it is a thing of like, yeah, I'm gonna indulge in this kind of dessert right now. And you
Yeah.
with the fudge is what I'm saying with the booze, where it's like me having a beer out and about is kind of like whatever. But like if I'm at home on a Saturday night, like not doing anything, and it's like I'm gonna make a cocktail and like just sitting there sort of like enjoying it and drinking it, like is just like sitting and just having a drink like that is like a comfortable like thing, you know, like I'm just chilling at home, you know, it's comforting. I have a problem.
No, you don't
There,
have a
I
problem.
said it.
I mean, what illustrates his problem is not anything he mentioned right now. It's the fact that he
Keep
makes
saying that he has a
beersicles,
beersicles.
and he indulges in beersicles.
No, I haven't done that in a while.
Oh, okay.
Although at some point I want to make porn star popsicles.
Oh, those would be
Patrick,
crazy.
wouldn't that be dope?
Those would be crazy.
Those would be so good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on the same level for you, but just think about it. Strawberry Fruitopia popsicles.
Oh my god.
Oh,
On a
wow.
hot summer
Shit.
day.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. We need to.
We gotta
Don't
go
you
to
have
McDonald's.
a popsicle thing?
I do. I have the plastic.
Yeah, let's just
thing
start
where you-
making. Oh my god, this is gonna be the summer of popsicles,
Dude,
boys.
you know what?
Oh
We're
my
gonna get
god.
more. Yeah, we gotta go get like the large bucket of Fruitopia from
Yeah.
McDonald's.
That sounds
and we gotta
so
fill
good.
up and make some
Dude,
Fruitopia
I'm-
popsicles. Holy shit!
I'm sorry to be like the only negative person here at the moment,
Here
but
we
I
go.
don't like popsicles that much. I just
Okay.
don't like
You're
them.
gonna like
You're not gonna be there then. No, he won't be
No,
there.
I'll
then.
suck on one for sure.
Patrick,
No,
turn,
don't exclude me.
turn his mic off. Turn his mic off.
Oh, I wish I could.
You know what food is for me? Food isn't necessarily comforting. It's exciting. Like when I think about, like when I have the bag in front of me and like I'm pulling the food out, I'm fucking like I'm shaking. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
You know
I would
what
say
I'm talking
I would
about?
say it's exciting for me, but at the same time, it's also comforting. Like when I sit down at IV Arms and the wings come in front of me, and I have one in my hand.
You're just like,
When I bite it, I'm
yeah, yeah,
I'm feeling comfort. I'm like,
I don't know. Look, okay, I don't mean to be a stickler here with
Great.
We're using the
With
word comfort
words.
too liberally.
I just feel like I'm using it too liberally. In my mind, I can't separate it from a state of mind where like I'm feeling down and it
Yeah.
makes me feel better. And this is not good. I'm not proud of this, but that's why I brought up the fudge, sweets and stuff. When I'm down, sometimes I just have to indulge in like chocolate, candy, anything sweet,
Are you
and it
saying
makes
that's
me
what
feel
comfort
better.
is to you,
That's what comfort is to me.
or how
yes.
you're interpreting? I
That's
guess.
how comfort. Well, comfort in general is what I thought Malcolm was asking about. Was
well, it's just like a broad topic. It's nothing specific.
no,
It's
no,
just
but like I thought
how you feel
what it
about it.
means is anything that makes you feel better when you're down or when you're not maybe. I guess
It's-
that's
it's
too
not-
that's
not
too constricting.
not
I guess.
necessarily.
Down, but there
Doesn't
are other
have to be
things,
down,
like
you're
I was
right.
gonna toss out, like, to me, reading is a comfort thing.
Yeah,
No,
it doesn't.
absolutely
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't have to be when you're
come on.
down.
And because I
Gramps
Wow.
over here.
because I read like a lot of comic books, and like, yeah, I'm doing it for like the same way or same reason I'm like playing a video game or watching a movie or whatever. It's like for the entertainment and like enjoying the art of it. But
Yeah.
there is something about like, because reading, unlike those other art forms, is like quiet and it's all in my head, and it's not like listening to me. Like, it's not something like being delivered
Yeah,
to me. It's like something I'm sitting there intaking like on my own and like silently. Like, there's something about that that's like comforting, and it is a nice way to sort of like, you know, disconnect a little bit and sort of
Yeah.
like tune everything else out. And it's like I'm sitting here like
Mm.
reading, because I'm, you know, I
Yeah.
could be playing a game and listening to a podcast or listening to music, but it's like I'm not reading with like TV on in the background, or like I'm not listening to music and reading kind of thing. Like, that doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'll say? I have one thing that is comforting for me that's a little bit on like the kind of, it's a little bit deeper, I'd say, than certain things I've been talking about. But to me, what comforts me is like being reassured by somebody. That really comforts me in terms of like, I don't know, being reminded by someone that, you know, they care about me or they value me. That gives me ultimate comfort. Because sometimes I feel like I'm the type of person in a relationship, especially where I like reassurance and I'd like it often, and I think it's something that it's kind of I wish I wasn't like that, but I just am. So like yeah, I like hearing nice things, and that makes me feel comfortable.
I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Well, to that point, I think
Do
like
you know who Stan Lee is?
Yeah.
Who's the Lee of the DC universe?
the Lee,
The Lee artist. His last name's Lee.
Jim Lee,
There we go.
The Batman
You were
artist?
saying comics, and I was.
that came in
like,
your head.
yeah, that came
Jim
in my
Lee
head.
is a
Jim
fucking
Lee.
great comic artist. But what I was gonna say is like to Mark's kind of point, like I think, and this is gonna sound maybe counterintuitive to what I've said in the past, but like being with people is a comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike did we talk about this as a topic, or was this in one of the practice ones?
We talked.
Practice.
I think it might have been a practice
in like the
draft episode, but we did.
social thing.
You know, I
Yeah.
don't remember actually. I think it might have been, but yeah, we talked about like how I'm a person who prefers to be around people all the time, and then you were kind of on the side of you
Couldn't handle it.
really value your independent time.
Yeah, maybe that was in one of the demos we did, but like the point is, I'm somebody who like likes being alone and appreciates private time, and that in and of itself to me is a comfort. I guess similar to what I was saying about reading, where it's like just being left the hell alone is like, and left to myself is
Comforting.
it is like a very comforting thing to me. But at the same time, and this I feel like you guys would relate to more, like being with people is a comforting thing in any capacity, whether it's like we're hanging out and we're, you know, doing this like is fun and comforting, or watching a movie, or like, oh, I'm at home with my parents and we're watching TV is like a comforting thing. Or like if me and my girlfriend are like hanging out, like going to dinner or something, it's like that is a comforting thing. So in terms of like comfort stuff,
Not
like,
comforting for your wallet, am I right?
no, definitely not. Definitely not.
You know what? A last thing I'll say for what comforts me is like, I don't know if this counts as comfort because I know because I was thinking about what
Patrick's gonna be a stickler.
yeah, Patrick's gonna be like, that's not
I
technically
won't.
comfort.
I won't.
No, but I mean, please
interject.
let me know because maybe
Oh,
it's not.
okay.
But to me, being productive is comforting because being productive makes me
Mm.
feel like comfortable with my day, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like relaxed. It comforts me to know that I did what I need to do for the day,
Mhm.
whether I worked out or
feel
whether
that.
I did schoolwork or whatever it is. I'm just like, you know what? I did my part and I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Getting shit
wanna-
You got a
done.
problem with that, bitch?
I want to approach it from a different kind of route. I find a
Oh,
lot.
let's make it quick, man.
All right. I find like before we wrap up, I find a lot of comfort in knowing something.
And no one will ever see
No,
that.
for
No,
everyone
no,
who's
no.
listening, there was a
was-
stroking gesture with my hand.
Something I find a lot of comfort in is having something to look forward to in like for example,
Movies.
next week. Like, movies, for example.
He begins to explain the exact same thing like he forgot about it.
No. I was gonna say, for example, next week, supposed to go to Florida. Really looking forward to that. In my mind, I was like, I'm so excited. Like, I'm gonna get all my schoolwork out of the way. Like, I feel comfort knowing that I'm gonna be there and just relax and just have a good time.
Yeah.
And now I'm angry.
Yeah, I'm fucking
Now
pissed
I'm
off. bro.
fucking angry.
Raising Cane's was gonna be in my
God.
fucking mouth, bro. For the first time in my life, I was gonna experience that shit, and Liam robbed me of that.
Whoa, calling him out directly.
Oh my god. Oops.
It's okay. We
Can we block it?
Nah, it's okay. We don't
You ruined
need
my
to.
life.
It's okay.
Liam, you fucked us, bro.
It's okay. We still love you, Liam. I wasn't even going, so it doesn't really matter to me. But to Malcolm's point, and kind of the antithesis of Mark's point is like I think
Big
being,
word.
big word,
What's
a word,
Big word
antithesis
alert.
mean?
like the opposite.
Antithesis means opposite.
hmm
It's like antonym.
Antonym?
You know, like synonym means like the
Yeah.
same word, but
What's
antonym
the
is
root
opposite.
of antithesis?
Ant.
Nope.
What?
Thesis.
Thesis.
Oh, I'm
Synthesis.
sorry.
And it's antithesis, basically. Antithesis. It's like, the
Opposite of the point.
The opposite of the point, basically. To the antithesis of Mark's point, as
Patrick,
Patrick
so
Googles.
Maddie, before you go, Patrick, read the definition to make sure Maddie used it right.
Hold on.
Make
I don't
sure.
think this is not the right word.
Antithesis.
Is it the word?
No, it's
It
antithesis.
doesn't, maybe.
How do you spell antithesis?
It's anti and then thesis.
Okay.
You forgot the I.
Okay. Anti and then thesis.
We're gonna fucking make fun of Maddie so hard right now if it's wrong.
A person or thing that is a person or thing that is the direct opposite of someone or
Nailed it.
something else.
You nailed it.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Okay.
So the antithesis.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead,
Mark's-
Professor.
To Mark's point is like I think being productive is definitely like there's comfort in that, but kind of what Malcolm was saying about like being on vacation, just chilling out, just sort of like kind of vegging out and like having a day where you don't accomplish anything and you're just like taking a day to just sort of like be a couch potato and do like nothing. I find a lot of comfort in. I've definitely told you guys that like one of my favorite things, one of my simple pleasures in life that I find incredibly comforting, like the car ride, is in the summer sitting in my backyard like under the shade all day on like a hot day and just sitting outside like reading with like a big old bag of peanuts and like having a couple brewskis and just hanging out in the backyard all day and just doing nothing. Like that's such a comforting like calming experience. Like put it this way, I'm probably at my most comfortable and calm on a day like that than probably in any other way that I can think of.
Interestingly, I'm the opposite. Like I enjoy vacations, but not for very long. Even when I'm back home in Egypt, I'm like there for a couple of weeks, and by the end of week 1, I'm like, you know what? I want to go home and like start doing. I want to get back to school.
Routine?
Yeah, I don't want to get back to school routine, work routine. Just being productive and having like a tight schedule and like making sure everything goes smoothly to me is more satisfying than sitting around. Like when I sit around and do nothing for too long, I just get too bored, I think.
If I may close this out here.
Please do.
Um,
All right, good work, Patrick. Anyway,
something that I think, I don't know if comfort's the right word. I feel like it is the right word, but experiencing nature, whether it's if I'm in the ocean and I'm snorkeling and I'm seeing like coral
my
reefs and a
goodness.
bunch of fish, or we're hiking and the weather's perfect and you just take a big deep breath of air and it's a puff of air, and I don't know how to describe it, but you guys know what I'm talking about when it's like kind of cool and it's full of that like,
It's kind of fresh.
for lack of a better word, musk of the forest.
you know, everything you described to me, I was like, that's panic. I panic.
Oh my goodness.
like snorkeling. I don't like water like that. I'm not into it like that.
Yeah.
And then also like last time we went hiking, we went up like the trail or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And like I was so out of breath. And frankly, I mean, I was extremely out of shape. I'm still out of shape, but I'm starting to work out more.
Mhm.
But back then, like I was like so out of breath, like halfway through,
Yeah.
and it was just like I really want to get out of this now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thanks for ruining my confidence.
The last
but,
thing
yeah.
I'll just toss out there, and I know Patrick, you were gonna wrap us up here, but just two that came to mind to me is like, in that vein, I find swimming is like a comforting thing, just because I enjoy swimming. But the other one I was gonna toss out there is like skating.
Oh,
Like
skating's a
because
good
I've
one.
been, like because I played hockey for so long
Yeah.
and just like skating. That like being on the ice is a very like. I guess it's kind of nostalgic, maybe as part of it, but there's something about it that it just feels like right.
Yeah,
you know?
that was the word that was coming to my mind as well. But I haven't played, of course, I haven't played hockey, and I haven't skated as long as you. But I understand that to, I guess, a lesser degree, where it's like something about like just gliding on the ice.
Yeah.
There were those days in the winter a couple months ago where I would go alone to Sherwood or Sports Center to skate, and I would just pop in my headphones, my AirPods, play like a nice playlist, and just like glide on the ice. It was just so
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I would imagine, like, for you and Malcolm to an extent, too, like, it would be an equivalent thing about, like, being on, like, a soccer pitch. Like, something about,
comforting.
like, not, like, playing a game necessarily, but just, like, being out there, like, kicking a ball at, like, a net. Like,
At
there
times,
being
I think.
some
At
sort of,
times.
like, comfortability in that, like, you know, you're just kind of, like, doing this thing that, like,
no.
okay.
All right, perfect.
I guess not. All right, then. Like,
That's it.
I'll go
Get us out of here.
I'll go
Well-
fuck myself.
Moving on from discomfort.
Discomfort.
Yeah, okay.
What joke was that?
Antithesis.
The antithesis
The
of the
antithesis.
conversation.
Wow.
Imagine how he's so clever that he thought of that.
All right,
The
thanks.
antithesis thing.
Wow.
Not saying that you're
Poor
not.
Mark's
Malcolm.
I am going.
Sounded like you said. It does sound like what you were saying.
Here I go. So my topic is, I'd say it's a fun topic for me, especially. My topic is favorite fast food restaurants.
Yup.
Now,
I thought he was going to say suicide.
favorite suicide methods.
Oh my lord!
Here's what I'm
And
gonna
he
say.
sets it
My
up with like this is
goodness.
kind of it's fun for me. Like that's how he sets up the topic.
Here's how I'm gonna frame this. I want all of you, and I'm gonna start so you can think, because I didn't tell you about this topic beforehand. All of you, I want all of you to pick your. If you had to pick one fast food restaurant as your favorite, we'll talk about honorable mentions like the video game thing.
Now hold on.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to quantify what we're describing as fast food.
Does
We're
Tim
talking.
Hortons count?
We're talking. Yeah, that count.
That counts.
Any large chain that serves fast food. We
So
can't.
does something like Five Guys count, for
course.
example?
Of course.
Yeah, it counts.
But like the Works doesn't.
Of course
No.
not.
Okay. I'm trying to set some ground rules here.
Okay.
So
Honestly,
that nobody comes out with some funny business like fucking.
to make that, because honestly, you make a fair point with the whole Five Guys thing. I want to exclude Five Guys in restaurants like that are a little bit more scarce, because I want it to be like the major chains that are in Canada. Because Five Guys
That
is
are
not,
in Canada. That's your qualifier.
not really.
Five
I mean,
Guys
for,
is a major chain in America.
I'm saying that we have opportunities to eat all the time. I mean, there is some Five Guys in Ontario, but
I think Five Guys is totally acceptable. It's not even going to be my answer to the
Okay.
question. I just wanted to kind of set the ground rules. But I get what you're saying. Your McDonald's, your Harveys,
Yeah.
your A&W's,
'Cause the
Popeyes.
So like, does Mucho Burrito count?
Sure.
because
Taco Bell.
to me, Five Guys is like higher in quality than all those other places. So I'd obviously just pick it. But I'm saying like, you know,
The low quality ones.
yeah, the fucking everyday
The
like
garbage.
the
Yeah,
very
exactly.
the cheap stuff. Okay,
The cheap stuff.
Let's
So
call
you're-
a spade a spade.
I'm gonna start. My favorite fast food place is hands down A&W. I love
Hands
A&W.
down.
I'm gonna break down my order. I have the same order every single time, basically. I get 2 Buddy Burgers,
Okay.
no grilled onions, please, with cheese, and then I also get a chicken wrap, the bacon ranch one, not that spicy chipotle shit, and then I get a poutine, and that's my order. The poutine's fantastic. Their beef is fantastic. Their chicken's really good. The crispy chicken's pretty good. They don't have the best variety per se. There's some other restaurants, such as I'm not even gonna talk about them because you guys will talk about them probably. They don't have the best variety, I'd say. But in terms of like taste for fast food restaurants, like major chains, A&W is my top.
Honestly, I feel like for what you pay at A&W, you're getting great
It's
quality.
pretty good, yeah.
It's good.
Okay, who's next? I want to hear fast food opinions here.
Uh,
I'm gonna put someone on the spot. Patrick, what's your favorite fast food restaurant in the world?
Favorite fast food? God damn it, Mark. Why'd you put me on the spot?
Here's
That's
the
what-
answer.
Huh?
Here's the answer.
Go ahead.
Because I've got mine.
Okay, Maddie, go ahead.
It's got to be McDonald's.
There it is. Now,
You're such a basic bitch.
no, but I honestly, McDonald's was like a very close second to me because of the variety. I think it has much more variety, and the dessert.
Infinitely more.
Yeah, and the desserts as well. I really like the sundaes, the McFlurries. Like A&W's dessert menu is kind of like it's just like literally an apple pie or whatever, and it's okay. So
Here's the thing with McDonald's, and this is my thing with fast food kind of generally. Oh my god.
Malcolm muted his mic and then proceeded to let out the loudest fart.
I hope that got picked up. Here's the thing. I am fully capable of understanding that McDonald's is garbage. Just like
You know.
Harvey's, just like Popeyes, just like A&W,
Popeyes
just
is
like
the most
Wendy's,
garbage of the
just like
things you just
Taco
said.
Bell. No, but I'm saying like the food is all not good for you. It's
no,
all
I
terrible.
know, and Popeyes is the chief of
And
not
you're
good
an
for
idiot,
you.
and you're wrong, and you're stupid, and you're ugly, and you stink,
And you
and just keep rattling
Oh
off
my
insults.
god, Maddie.
No, you're allowed to be
I'm
wrong.
gonna tear up right now.
and you're ugly and you stink.
You're allowed to be wrong. So I understand it's all terrible for me. But when it comes to like something as simple as like fries and chicken nuggets,
Oh my god, bro.
there's nowhere else I
I'm
want to
jumping
turn than
in.
McDonald's.
I'm fucking jumping in right
Please come off the bench.
now. I don't know if I like McDonald's is obviously up there. I'd have to be a fool not to say
Can
McDonald's.
I guess yours?
Mhm.
Can I guess yours, Patrick?
Oh, I'm not gonna say my
okay.
my thing. I was just gonna say from McDonald's, you need to get a junior chicken with sweet
my-
and sour sauce.
not that good.
Baby,
It's not good.
you're such a piece of fucking shit. That's
that
what you are.
Patrick's trying to evangelize the Bible of McDonald's. What is it? You get the chicken what?
The junior chicken.
Junior
yeah.
chicken, and you put sweet and sour sauce like in.
Yeah, nugget sauce on like in the burger.
Mhm.
exactly.
And apparently that's orgasmic
Oh my
to
God,
you.
it's
You know what's really
orgasmic.
good? Their Big Mac sauce.
Mm.
It's really good.
It is.
Pretty
Putting
good.
it on cheeseburgers. I love.
Oh,
like
wow,
that's
yeah.
what I do. That's my go-to.
doesn't
My
really-
go-to order is 2 junior chickens with sweet and sour sauce inside it, and 2 cheeseburgers with Big Mac sauce inside it, strawberry Fruitopia, fries.
And then a visit to the toilet.
That's later.
But that's what I'm
That's
saying.
later
With,
in the
and
night.
to Mark's point about Don's, where it's got like, there's a lot of variety there. You got your burgers, your sandwiches, your wraps. Like you got your side stuff like nuggets and fries and all that. You've got like the dessert kind of stuff like
Hotcakes.
McFlurries.
They got a bakery section.
They got like little pies and
Their
cookies.
donuts are so
They're
dog
so
shit,
bad.
bro.
They got
I'm not claiming that
Dude,
one way or the other.
they have their own like mini restaurant inside called them like the McCafe. They have a
Exactly.
little
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
You can get a coffee. You can get an iced coffee. In my case, you
Yeah.
get like a little ice cream.
Happy Meals. Happy Meals have to count
Oh
for
my
something.
God,
Growing up,
Happy
that was the
Meals.
Oh
shit.
my
As a
goodness, that
kid.
was the shit.
I don't know if you guys have seen a Happy Meal toy recently. They've gone so
Shit.
far downhill. Now, don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. Happy Meal toys were basically always on par with like a Kinder Egg toy.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's
What?
not true. When I was a
Some
kid,
little plastic piece of shit.
when
No,
I was
but
a
the thing
kid,
is, like some of those toys are actually big and intricate, can move. And,
Yeah, they were like
Kinder
action
toys
figures.
Kind of like
Okay,
some of them,
pieces you put
some
together.
of them were action figures. When I was a kid, there was a point in time where McDonald's released Bionicles in
That's
their Happy Meal, right?
Yes.
And I got this like brown one, and I went to school, and a bunch of the other boys had Bionicles, and they had like dark blue ones, and they bullied me and excluded me from the group because I didn't have that one,
Do you
bro.
think
I'm
they
never gonna forget
Do you
that.
think they bullied you because of the brown Bionicle or your brown skin?
Or, be-
Wow.
or because of the pungent
Crazy.
stench that
Oh my goodness, what's going on with you
you're
guys?
stupid
right
and you're ugly and you're stinky
No,
and you're
I'm
mean
just,
and
I'm just fucking around. But hey,
I
at
guess it
least
was my brown skin. They're all white, so I guess it was
there you
Oh,
go.
wow.
See, the Bionicle is a metaphor for the real world.
they were like, oh, it's brown like our shit.
Did you say brownicle?
What?
You
no,
said
brown
Brownicle.
Bionicle. The Brownicle?
You and your
Brownicle.
brownicle can't play with us.
No.
You said that.
No, I didn't.
I swear to God,
Run
you'll
Run
listen
it
back.
Yeah, when I'm editing, run it back. I
Okay.
guarantee I didn't say Brownicle. But what was I gonna say? No, I take it all back. I guess McDonald's toys were a cut above a Kinder toy.
At
but
one point.
now, lately, it's like, here's like a 3-page book. Or I literally, around the time the newest Jurassic Worlds came out, somebody that we work with.
What are you talking about? 3-page books.
They give out
There's
books
Happy
sometimes.
Meal toys that have been like a lame ass little like book that's like 3 pages or something. It's like that's your Happy Meal toy.
Dude, rip that shit up.
Yeah.
But this for Jurassic World when it was coming out like last year, literally the toy back in the day, you would have gotten like a little cool plastic like T-Rex or Velociraptor, and it's like its arms moved or some shit. Now it's sitting at work like on the ceiling where we
Oh,
keep
the
all
stuff
toys.
that you put together, the
Yeah,
paper.
it's literally a Velociraptor. You know when you used to get like those paper airplanes from the dollar store and it would be like a plastic
Oh, that
plane?
shit's so bad.
And then like the foam wings with like little slits that you could stick it onto the
Oh, yeah.
plane. It's basically that foam stuff for the entire thing.
that
so
would
it's
be
just
so
a
mad.
Velociraptor.
If I were a kid,
It's just a Velociraptor made out of like this thin 2D foam, and it looks like dog shit. So
Wait, what the hell's the topic again? Wait, what are we talking,
What
what are we
what
talking
I'm
about?
saying is McDonald's, get your shit together with toys, but when as a fast food place, it's got to be
Oh,
McDonald's.
yeah.
Patrick, I'd like you
sponsor
to.
us.
I'd like so. So far Malcolm and Patrick have not said their favorites. I want one of you guys to say your favorite fast food.
You were gonna
restaurant.
say I want you, Patrick.
No.
Why
It
do
could
you
be either of
insist
you.
that? Why do you insist on putting me on the spot?
I just said either of you.
Okay.
Do you have one yet, Patrick?
No.
No.
Do you have one?
No. I don't know.
Damn it.
All right.
I'm just gonna talk it out.
Okay.
Now, I'm between A&W, Wendy's,
Okay.
and McDonald's.
Okay. Wendy's was in my mind as well.
Wendy's
They're
is in my
son of a baconator. Crazy.
Honestly,
crazy.
Get a son of a bacon. Get a real baconator. What are you doing?
Here's the thing. The reason why I get the son of a baconator is because it's slightly
You want to get
cheaper.
other burgers.
Exactly. I want to get other burgers. I want to get the Dave Single. I want to get the
Junior bacon cheeseburger.
Junior bacon cheeseburger.
Dude, we call that
Oh, yeah.
the JBC in
the
my
JBC,
house.
baby. Yeah.
JBC.
Yeah.
No.
But the thing is Wendy's is one of those ones where it's like, in my opinion, it goes like McDonald's is like low tier, Five Guys is the high tier of the burgers.
You're going Wendy's is higher than Five Guys?
And then no, I'm saying Wendy's is just below Five Guys, where it's
I would
like
say the same thing.
Yeah.
The thing is, Wendy's doesn't have as much selection as McDonald's.
Yeah.
And
That's
as
fair.
good as their burgers are they're better than McDonald's in my opinion. They're way better than McDonald's.
Quality
Yeah,
wise
like the
for
quality
sure.
wise.
Quality wise. But like, I'm not going there for chicken nuggets and.
But dude, they're actually
chicken
pretty good.
the
burgers.
chicken nuggets are
chicken-
crazy.
The
I
chicken's
there.
really good.
It is good, but I'm not going there for that.
Dude, you know what bumps it up almost an entire letter grade for me? Frosties. They bump it
99
up.
cents.
wow.
So delicious, dude. You know what I'm gonna say? I actually completely forgot what I was gonna say. Just give me one moment.
If I could hijack things for a second.
You may
I
not.
actually like to hijack things. I have my place now.
I'm gonna throw one thing out.
Okay.
After we're done saying our favorites here, I'd like everyone to just pick one honorable mention so we keep it tight.
Okay.
Interesting.
Wait,
Patrick,
do I
sounds
get
like
to
you-
say my
Yeah,
thing?
go ahead, dude.
Sounds like
You guys are
got
gonna
it.
call bullshit on me.
Here we go.
Bar burrito.
What?
Interesting.
dude.
Yep.
He went rogue.
Just
with
rethink
it.
it and come back.
Just
What?
rethink- hold on.
Rethink it
Patrick.
and come
What
back.
about a Subway?
What's it?
It's not favorite. Like it's good, but it's like not my
You're
favorite.
not gonna
not bar burrito.
You like
Bar
bar burrito
burrito's
more
your
than
favorite.
more than Firehouse?
Honestly, you're restricting it to chains.
I am.
But there's this salad place at school where you go.
Nope.
And they make it on the spot, bro.
Doesn't count.
You make your salad. You can get it with brown rice. You can get it with shawarma. I go there. I get a salad. Get some a very nice lemon garlic dressing, some balsamic, and they make fresh cookies every single goddamn day that remind me of the high school cookies that we had at JV.
That's cool. not the topic, right? We're only gonna talk about large
But it's
chains.
fast food though.
No, but I'm
It's
talking.
like literally fast food.
I'm talking like worldwide. Everybody knows McDonald's. Everybody knows.
Okay,
Wendy's.
bar burrito.
Honestly, even that's like debatable whether it's like a
The
kind of-
fuck?
No.
Oh
Listen.
my god.
No, but okay. You know what you do?
No
I've never seen
no
someone show
answer's
it.
acceptable.
No. Listen. You know what you do? Go on Google and search up fast food tier lists, and there's videos.
You don't think
of
bar
it.
burrito's gonna come up?
No. I'm saying like they have like the S tier, A, B, C. Like,
Oh, okay.
A lot of YouTubers, like I think iDubbbz had a thing.
But
it's
it
like-
might not be out. It might not be out.
It's definitely not. Like they'll have like the major burger and chicken chains basically. So that's what I was kind of.
Just because it's not what people think of, like that means it can't be
Yeah.
my
No,
favorite.
listen.
Yeah.
You can pick it if you'd like, but I was just thinking like that's like saying.
So I have to be within the bounds of what everyone says.
no, what
I
I'm-
have to be
no.
a sheep, is what
No.
you're saying.
What I'm saying is that like you have like when you have a movie, it's kind of like a AAA movie
Okay.
versus a AA. Same with video games, AAA, AA. So to me, I'm thinking like the most popular of the most popular, like the top fast food chains in the
Well,
world.
those are all going to be burger places, but I wanted to pick a Mexican place.
you can have like a KFC, you can have a Popeye, I mean, whatever. You can pick it. Pick bar burrito. Go ahead.
I'll accept bar burrito, Patrick.
He's picked it.
That's fine.
Now here's
You
my-
don't seem like it's fine. Malcolm, say your place already. Okay, Maddie, say your
not-
point.
I'm choosing McDonald's.
Yes.
As
Solid.
scummy as I feel,
You're a
as
scumbag.
scummy as I feel, knowing there's so many other places out there that are so
Raising
much better.
Cane's, what the fuck?
But the
Come
thing is,
on, dude,
Raising
it's
Cane's
not a part
only,
of it.
only does chicken. Raising Cane's only does chicken.
It's a
Patrick,
chain.
I'm talking
Accessible.
stuff like McDonald's where it's very cheap and it's
Raising Cane's
very
cheap.
and it's very universal. It's
all-
like you know what I'm saying?
It's almost fully American.
You said.
Chick-fil-A, Shake Shack.
Oh my God!
How did I get Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A? Holy crap!
Okay, I want to get into honorable mentions here. I have one honorable mention, and honestly, I don't even think it's like my second favorite in terms of quality. I just have a soft spot in my heart for it.
Okay.
I just think KFC tastes wonderful. I think that I like their big box meals.
Better than Popeyes.
I like their sides. It's better than Popeyes.
That's right.
I think that McDonald's. I prefer McDonald's overall, but for some reason KFC just does it for me. It's just like I don't know what it is.
I love the coleslaw.
You know what it must be?
Coleslaw's
Yeah.
great.
It might be. It has to be those mysterious
Grease.
herbs and spices that they don't tell you about.
That
course.
the Colonel uses.
Something's
Yo,
good.
in Egypt, KFC is ubiquitous, bro.
It is.
KFC is fucking the spot.
Fun fact. It's like I don't know if it's. I think it's Japan. In Japan, it's like it's tradition to have KFC for Christmas.
No
That's-
way.
Yeah,
Isn't
I've
it?
seen that.
Oh,
It
what
is.
am I
Come, like
thinking
buckets,
of?
It's
buckets
Japan.
of chicken for
I'm
Christmas.
thinking of the people who do Chinese food at Christmas. That's a different.
No, but like in
the
Japan, it's like
Chinese.
in Japan. I think I was watching a Good Mythical Morning thing, and they were doing like a Christmas meal thing. When they throw the darts at the map.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like a KFC bucket for Christmas, and they're like, "Who eats?" And then they had Japanese people. It's like a very popular thing.
I'm changing my answer.
Okay,
Bourbon Street Grill.
dude, that's not
What?
a fast food chain.
Oh my god, it is,
dude! I'm
Patrick,
talking.
where is name 3 of them?
There's one in.
It's just- they're just
there's
malls.
one in the
It's just
Square
malls.
One. There's one in the Yorkdale, and there's one in the Aaron
Patrick,
Mills.
I'm getting really angry, and because you're not following the.
You said name 3, and I named 3.
Name 3.
I don't know. Whatever,
I feel like
dude.
it's, I feel like it's still discount.
Whatever, dude.
Can you
But,
name
like,
one that's not in a
I'm
mall?
t-
It's
Patrick,
fast food.
Patrick,
Name one
I'm,
that's not in a mall.
Patrick, I'm talking about huge popular fast food chains, the main ones. Like Maddie's talking about Harvey's, A&W,
What about
McDonald's.
Cinnabon?
But why would that disqualify? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I've only ever seen a New York Fries like as part of a mall or something. But like, New York Fries is fast food.
I guess.
Thank you
Like,
for coming to
it's-
my defense.
I'm
man.
just saying, like, to me, it's like it's fast food is fast food. Like, I'm not.
I get what
Yeah,
Mark's
but-
saying,
dude,
because
but-
he's trying to talk about the big places that like everybody
Yeah,
knows, everyone
I'm talk-
goes
I
to.
thought
not,
Bourbon Street Grill was a big place.
Dude,
like, definitely not.
Here's what I'm saying. When I'm saying like, oh, favorite fast food, your favorite fast food restaurant, I would never expect anyone to say like Bourbon Street Grill. It's like
New York,
it's like the
New
main
York
ones.
fries.
I'd expect a McDonald's, a Wendy's, an A&W, even a Tim Hortons, I guess. But
Yeah.
whatever. I digress.
Well, you love Bourbon Grill.
I do. That's pretty good.
You love it with all your heart.
The bourbon chicken.
We always regret going there. Actually,
Always.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? How it's like.
But we can't stop ourselves.
No.
It's something about because in the moment it feels good,
Oh my god.
but it's one of those things where, and this is rare, where literally 20 minutes after we're done eating, I feel like shit,
I
like
almost,
dog shit.
like the first couple of bites are ecstasy though.
Yeah, they
Oh
are.
my God.
They
Honestly,
are.
after 5 bites from me, I'm like, this actually sucks. when I go to Bourbon Street Grill, I go,
Oh, like
this
right
actually
away?
sucks, and I regret it.
Right away.
Yeah, because I always get the biggest platter I possibly can.
Yeah.
I'll load up with all kinds of chicken. I don't know what they all
the,
are.
the 3-piece combo, the three
Three-piece.
the three
Yep.
protein
And
combo.
I'll bite it. I'm like, this is pretty good. A couple bites later, I'm like, this is bad.
The
This
thing
is really
is,
bad, and I regret it.
yeah, I never regret getting Jimmy the Greek though.
I know,
Jimmy
I
the
hate that.
Jimmy the geek.
Jimmy the Geek, I love Jimmy the Greek.
You know what I always
I'm
regret.
gonna change my answer, Jimmy. No I'm kidding.
You know what at work there's a Subway in the food court,
hmm
and one time I think it was a pizza sub, which is like
That sounds
it's
great.
like pepperoni and salami, and then they spread what? It's pepperoni, salami. They spread marinara sauce on there
Okay.
and mozzarella, like white cheese.
yeah.
They toast it, so it's like a pizza sub. It's a pizza sub, and then I put a little bit of sauce and
It's a pizza.
vegetables on there. I don't know what was going on that day, if they hadn't replaced the vegetables in a while or the meats in a while.
Okay.
I've never experienced this in my life. I ejected everything within an hour. Like my stomach
Front or back?
back.
Okay.
And I was in the bathroom of our store. I work in a retail store. I was in the bathroom with a bottle of Clorox, like what do you call it? Fucking Lysol spray. I was spraying down the inside of the toilet for like half an hour.
Oh my god.
It was
Jesus Christ.
it was like a nuclear bomb went off in there, and I needed to get rid of that smell.
Oh my god.
Christ.
It was embarrassing.
God.
It was so
I wanna-
embarrassing.
I want to talk about it.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No, you go first.
I was gonna say something disgusting. You go ahead.
No, you go first. Get the disgusting out of the way.
I was just gonna say the most memorable and not in a good way time I've had on the can
Oh god.
was back in first year. This week where every time I was at school, I ate from the burrito place
Oh no.
Mm.
every day that week, and Friday was game day for us.
Oh no.
And an hour before the game, I'm sitting on the toilet, and it's one of those ones where I can't get it out,
Oh no.
but I need to. And I've never felt this pain before in my life, guys.
Oh wow.
I'm telling you.
You know what?
I know I'm sounding dramatic, but
Yeah.
I'm being serious. It was the most painful experience, and in the end of it, what came out was a pebble, bro. I swear to
You know,
God.
you ever get in that situation? I've been in that before, where I almost like the thought runs through your mind like, am I gonna need surgery to get this out? like I'm almost like I start panicking like, oh my god, this is actually not coming out. Like I've been trying for so long. I think this is it. I think I just have to cut it out surgically.
Yeah, just one of those ones where like you're trying, and when I say trying, like, do you mean like holding your breath and like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My
Your
face is red.
going red.
Yeah,
You're pushing.
Like,
you know,
needs to come
You
out.
know, sometimes you're taking a shit and it's like you're not giving 100% effort into getting it out. It's like it's gonna come out naturally.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'll just
yeah.
relax.
Yeah.
But with that situation, it's like you're trying your hardest and it's still not coming out. That's when the panic sets in.
Yes.
That's when you're like, you know what? I don't know if this is ever coming out.
Okay, I want to take over with a euphoric experience I had in Michigan. In my first year, after almost every practice we had at soccer, we'd go back to the room. Everyone would be like, we'd sit down on the couches. We'd be ready to like watch a movie or whatever, and everyone goes McDonald's because it was a 5-minute walk. And
Love it.
we all get to McDonald's, and I got the exact same thing every day until they discontinued this item across the street. It was a double Big Mac basically, but it was with Angus beef, and they go bun, probably lettuce, I think, patty, bun, patty, onion rings, barbecue sauce.
At McDonald's?
At McDonald's, onion rings, barbecue sauce, tomato, lettuce, bun. It was delicious. It was delicious. Those onion rings on there, the crunch. I got fat.
I got
Wonderful.
I got
fat.
fat.
I was just gonna toss out
An honorable mention.
fast food place that I really like, Taco Bell. Love getting me some tacos from there. Big fan of that.
Taco
You know who's is it owned or enjoined, like the KFC Taco Bell partnership?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, they have like a restaurant that's like split in half, like KFC and Taco Bell together.
Was it because they're like owned? One of them owns the other.
I
I
don't
feel like
think
they're
so.
trying to.
Well,
Oh.
here in town, there's that Wendy's and Tim Hortons that are in the same.
They do that
thing.
all the time. Yeah.
Oh, they don't
They're
own
not
each other.
a separate
that's
thing.
right.
That's just like a
Yeah.
2-for-1.
Partnering.
Yeah, I guess they're like, you know what? Let's get. We're gonna
Let's
let
split
bygones. We're
rent.
gonna let bygones be bygones here.
Exactly. We're gonna put down the weapons and
Mm.
but I also wanted to give 2 shout outs to 2 fast food places that I fucking hate. Number 1, Subway. Just fuck Subway in the mouth.
Okay.
You know that meme where it's like, dude, this Subway sandwich sucks, and it's like, my brother in Christ, you made it.
I can't.
Or that video of that lady who is like a worker at Subway, and she's
I know
putting
what you're
salt and
talking
pepper on it, and she's slowly falling
That
asleep.
one's amazing.
And then her face just slowly sleeps onto the set. And then everyone in the comments is like, she's double checking that the ham's good.
that one's amazing, and it killed me with laughter. But to imagine what she had to go
Oh,
through to
that's sad.
get to that
Honestly,
point.
people were commenting that it could have been like a drug thing. Like she's like,
wow.
she's like, yeah, she's struggling,
Yeah.
which makes it less funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
I like
thinking.
to imagine she just didn't sleep well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like but for the reason, like for a specific reason, like maybe she's working all night, working all day.
Can I ask you
She's
guys?
getting no sleep,
Can I ask you guys?
and it gets to the point where she's in the store and people are looking at her
on the sandwich,
and
not even on the floor, on the sandwich. Can I ask you guys a question? At that point, can I ask you guys, the sandwich is small, right? And she's sleeping right on it. Let me ask you guys a question. At that point, are you being like, are you waiting until she wakes up? Are you leaving, or are you? What if she wakes up and she finishes making it? Are you gonna eat it?
of course not.
So you just throw the whole thing out.
I'd
huh?
get a new
Yeah.
sandwich. I'd demand a new
It wouldn't get
sandwich.
to the point where it gets to my hands. I'd say, throw that thing out, bitch.
Jesus.
Listen, sweetheart, I don't want any skin cells. I don't want any face skin cells on.
Like you're saying, as if it's gonna get to the point where they wrap the sandwich up and it arrives in my
Yeah,
hands.
she-
It's not getting to that point.
She's like, shit, my bad, and you're like, yeah, it's all good.
I'm definitely like getting a new sandwich, but like as soon as she fell asleep into the sandwich, I'd be like, "Are you all right? Did you die? Did you die on my sandwich? Like the fuck?"
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I take it all back. I wouldn't even be in a fucking Subway because fuck Subway. Now the other fast food place that I hate,
Yeah.
and I want to say this
Burrito.
loud and proud with my chest.
Can you give us a hint? I want to play a guessing game, or just say it.
Burger King?
Burger
Only
King
had it
is
once.
fucking good.
Fuck.
bro.
Only had it once.
Burger
Fuck
King is
Burger
good,
I
bro.
don't remember the last time I had Burger King.
We should-
I only
we
had it
should
once and it
go.
wasn't good. It
Yo,
wasn't
we
good.
should actually go.
Yep. Square one, right?
We're not going to
Aaron
Florida.
Mills.
It's near UTM actually.
There's one right across the street from Sheridan.
And there's
yeah?
there's one
Okay.
in a mall. I think it's in Aaron Mills or
no,
Square
there's
One.
none near Mills.
No?
There's none in Square One either.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Call-
but
call
if
me
we don't go to
alive.
Florida, Liam, what the hell are you doing us here?
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Get your girl
If we don't go
on.
to Florida, let's just go to Burger King. That
Let's
weekend.
replace a Florida trip with Burger
Yeah,
King.
exactly.
But I don't like Burger King.
How
I've
many
never
times
liked
have you been to Burger King?
Over the course
Once.
of my life, a handful.
Yep, that's
Honestly, I'm
exactly
willing-
what I
I'm
expected.
willing to try it
Just
again,
like
but I'm
Mark
not
with
gonna get a
frickin'
Whopper.
Osmos. Sorry?
No,
I'm
no,
willing
no.
to try it again, but I'm not gonna get a
No,
Whopper.
not the Whopper. There was
The Whopper's
one.
not good.
You remember Mike Nichoff from
Yeah,
Berlin?
and I remember what you told me about.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
what it
bur- I
was,
can't
but-
remember the burger. I'll text him and I'll
Here's
get
the
the
thing:
burger name.
if I was gonna give Burger King one more chance, I'm gonna go and probably get like fries and maybe chicken nuggets, like some basic shit. But I want
come on.
somebody there who knows the menu a little better to be like, "Here's the burger you're gonna try." Or,
Oh,
like,
bro, I'll
"Here's
get you the
one
burger
thing."
you'll try. I'll get that
Okay,
information
works.
for
Because
you.
I just want somebody to be like, "Here's the one thing that like if you're gonna come to Burger King, you should have."
You wanna-
Because my attitude is, if I eat that and I'm like,
Yeah.
"This is sand and cardboard and dog shit," then I'll know that Burger King is truly a
Mhm.
place
You wanna try
just lost.
You want to try the best of the best and see what they've got.
Exactly.
You need like a shaman, like some spiritual
Mhm.
guy to be like, you know what, this is the shit. Here.
I want
Yeah.
somebody to show me up a long, steep mountain, and at the top is a Burger King.
I've heard that the chicken sandwich is really good there.
I've heard that too.
Mm.
I heard that
Yeah,
on
as
Good
well.
Mythical Morning actually.
Really?
GMM, baby.
They really like.
Shout out GMM. Have us on the show.
Whopper, 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 Whopper. You know that ad? It's a Burger King. It's a Burger King ad.
I like the Arby's. You ever see the AI Arby's
We
ads?
have the meats.
Where
Yeah,
it's like they do the Arby's guy's voice, but it's like AI, so it
Yeah.
sounds like him, but they're making him say horrible shit of like,
Yeah, yeah.
"This burger's so good, you could fuck this burger.
yeah, yeah.
You'll want to come in this burger."
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the
Oh my
most like
Goodness,
obscene
why is it
shit.
sexual? Why is it
Yeah,
all
yeah.
sexual?
It's so
It's
crazy.
hilarious.
It's
Have you guys
hilarious.
seen the other Subway meme video where a guy takes out his phone and takes a picture of the sandwich he's making?
No.
No.
A what?
Oh. The Subway worker he's like
that
baffled
a
by the
TikToker?
sandwich. I don't know, but he's baffled by the sandwich he's making. He takes out his phone and he just takes a picture of it.
Mm.
And that's a meme?
Yeah.
I think we can end
why
there.
Why is it?
My brother in Christ.
All right, Patrick, take it away.
I want a bit of a better introduction than that, please.
All right, Patrick, take it away right now.
All right, boys. I'm just gonna level with the audience here.
Here we go.
Mark pulled out the rug from under me.
Not on purpose. I didn't know.
Not
your
on
topic.
purpose, though.
It turns out that Patrick's original topic was also going to be about food.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I can't in my right mind have you guys listen to a full hour of
Fair enough.
food. So we'll put that on the back burner. But for today, let's get started with a little bit of I guess what's the word I'm looking for?
Not sure.
What's the word for? I want to paint a picture, like an imagination.
Scenario, hypothetical. You want to set?
Visualize.
Visualize. Let's
You
go with
wanna-
visualize.
Let's go with you want to paint a picture.
Yeah, why didn't I just use that?
I want to set the scene.
Yeah, let's set the scene here.
Do it.
Imagine you're in a crowded place and you're with your girlfriend, okay? And you guys are having a good time. You think you're having a good time. She turns to you with a microphone
What?
and says, yeah, she has a microphone. You're in a crowded place. A lot of people can see you. And she says, I don't want to be with you anymore.
Why with a microphone though?
To embarrass you.
You're saying like a megaphone, like
Like
she's
a megaphone.
She's announcing it to the crowd.
She's announcing it to the crowd.
Okay.
Honestly, that's just like another level of like, you feel just pure shame.
Mm.
Right? That's
So-
what I was hoping you guys would think. What
Okay.
were you going to say, Mark?
Is that the whole scenario?
That's the whole scenario for now, yeah.
It's a pretty wacky.
Is your
scenario.
question like how would we feel as the guy?
Right now, yeah. How would you feel?
My face would probably go bright red. I wouldn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing it like this? You're ruining me.
Why are you?
You're ruining my life like this.
This will ruin me.
This will ruin me.
I think if she pulled out a mic, like a megaphone, I'd probably think
gag?
she was fucking with me at first.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
I'd be
yeah.
like, "What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Before I would get upset, I'd be like, that's funny. But then if she was like continued with it, I'd be like, what the hell's wrong with you?
He goes, no, seriously, I want to break up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. What do you guys think are the worst? Like, because that one isn't really realistic. I mean, it could happen in this. Like, it's realistic in the sense that it could happen, but
I see your topic.
it
now.
wouldn't. It
Mhm.
wouldn't really happen. What do you guys
Yeah.
think are like more realistic, but like crummy ways for people to break up with other
Let's
people?
say, I would say, let's say like you get like you're with your girlfriend in like a mall or like I'm just gonna say a mall because it's usually crowded. It's kind of like everyone's kind of tight together.
Yeah.
You get in an argument with your girlfriend, and in the middle of the mall, she's screaming at you because she's so angry and breaks up with you there.
Oh
She's
my
like screaming at
goodness.
you, everything that's wrong with you, and all the things like you
Yeah.
do, and she hates them. She hates you, and it's just kind of embarrassing.
But what you're saying, Malcolm, is like still what I imagine what Patrick was describing, where it's like something that wouldn't really ever happen to most people. Like I'm trying to think of like a common way that it happens, and it's like really shitty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like to me, it would be like
yeah.
if you're in a long, serious relationship and it's like just over text. That's terrible. Obviously,
Yeah.
you have like the classic like just ghosting someone. That is
Oh,
also
that
very
is-
horrible.
I feel you can't do that in a long-term relationship.
You can't, but I'm saying like imagine if I'm sure
I
some
could-
people do it,
Maybe, yeah.
or if you're like in a kind of I'm gonna use this term again, situationship. I don't know why I'm. I was like shitting all over it. It's so corny.
Ugh.
But yeah, so it's like if you've been in a thing, you've been interacting with someone and like getting close and romantic and stuff. You're not necessarily dating, but you've been getting close for the last couple of months, and I feel like ghosting happens a lot in those scenarios, and I think that's.
Have
probably
you ever
really-
been ghosted?
I've never been ghosted by someone who I've been like seriously talking to for a long time. No.
Short time?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been times where I'm like, but also it's like, it's never been like purposefully like never talk again. It's like the frequency is reduced by a great amount. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we were talking every day for a couple of weeks, and then now
Like
it's
they're
like
trying to send a message
Yeah.
clearly by
sure.
not sending a message.
Yeah, and then now it's like, oh, like once a month we'll be like, hey, how's it going? But like it used to be like we were keeping up quite often, and now it's like, oh, every once in a while, whatever.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. What were you
I was gonna say, I got absolutely completely ghosted, like to the definition, only one time, and it was
Yeah.
I was talking to this girl for like a couple weeks before we even ever went and did anything. We didn't end up doing anything. I was planning a date with her, like to like go to the movies or something. Out of the middle of nowhere, when I ask her what movie she wants to see and like what she's into, no response. I text again. I'm like, "Are you still on for a movie?" No response. Nothing. Ever since
How long?
then.
To
How
this
long were
day?
How long were you guys interacting? How long were you guys like going back
2
and forth?
weeks.
That's pretty strange.
That's. I feel like to what you guys were saying, ghosting isn't like a breakup thing. It's more of just a like if you're kind of like out there like meeting people, it happens. Because I definitely had the same thing happen to me when I was like on like some of the dating apps like a year or two ago, and like there'd be like every once in a while you'd like come across a girl there that like you'd maybe talk for a couple days and then they would just disappear. And there was definitely one I remember where like we had chatted for like a week or two, and it had gotten to the point where I'd basically like asked her out. Basically, it was like, hey, if you ever want to like grab a drink or like get dinner sometime, like if you'd be interested in that, let me know.
Oh.
And she's like, yeah, sure. She's like, that'd be like great. She was like, we'll do that
Oh, wow.
sometime. And I was like, all right, cool. Just let me know. Never
That
fucking
is-
heard back.
Oh my god.
You know,
that's
Never heard
that
back.
is such a
That's like true cowardice of like I can't
Yeah.
tell this guy that I don't want to do it. Like
Yeah.
what? Like, oh, I'd love. She said I'd love to.
It was basically like she had expressed interest. Was like, yeah, I'd be down. Like, we'll figure it out sometime. So I
Yeah.
said, okay, cool. Like, let me know when you're down. And then it was like a day or two later, I was like, hey, like, are you doing anything? Because it was probably like maybe Tuesday, Wednesday where that had happened.
Yeah.
And then like Thursday, Friday, I was like, hey, you doing anything like Saturday or whatever? And just never heard back.
I feel like people need to I don't know if people consciously know this. Surely they do, but like you're taking the easy way out. And you're not doing any favors to the other
By
person.
ghosting?
By ghosting.
Oh,
like
for sure.
it's like I don't know if there's some people who do that and they're like, oh, like it'll be easier for them this way. Where it's
No.
like,
It's not.
no, it's like actually mentally tormenting.
As somebody who's
course.
been through it, it's not. I would much rather you be like, hey, you want to go out to dinner sometime? And they're like, nah, I think I'm good. I'm like,
I,
okay.
I think if you're the person who's doing the ghosting, if you're just ignoring someone and just like dropping them,
yeah.
I think that it's like if they really sat down and thought about it, they'd know how shitty they're being.
Yeah.
But it's like they're just gonna like rationalize it and be like, oh, it's no big deal. Like we're not really that serious anyway. It's not,
Yeah.
like, but if that happened to them, they'd be like devastated if you were talking for a good amount of time. So it's just one of those things where it's like a hypocrisy thing of like, oh, you do this to people, but you would never want anyone to do it to you.
Yeah.
One thing that makes me really angry is there was this one girl that I tried to go out with. I asked her out once. She agreed to a day. She's like, yeah, let's go down to like Burlington or whatever. We'll like meet you there. The day comes. I text her, no response. The next day, I text her, like, no response. I'm like, okay. A month later, she texts me. She goes, hey, sorry, I got really busy on the day that we were doing something. I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, but I'm free this Wednesday. And I was like, okay, like, what do you want to do? Go see like a movie or something? And she was like, sure, let's go see a movie in Burlington. I was like, okay, cool. Texted the next day, nothing. Texted the next day, like asking her what's up, nothing. A month later, she texts me again.
No way,
Hey,
no way.
sorry,
This is a fool
I
me
got-
one time.
I
Shame
got
on
I
you.
got really busy again. Like work's just crazy and hectic, but I'm free. Like the next couple of days, and I was like, I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
can't
good.
do
You
this.
cut it. Okay, good.
Dude,
good.
you know that meme where it's like when It'll be like a meme of like someone really sad and like walking around an empty room and being like, oh, maybe she has like a 26-hour shift. Like she's not replying in so long. It's like, oh, maybe she's just working all day every day.
You know what the ghosting thing is though? To me, it's like, it's a perfect example of like the kind of modern social media problem, where it's like the anonymity and the ability to hide behind screens makes people do shit they would never do in a million years.
Especially
in real life.
if they're not gonna bump into them in any like natural setting.
Well,
know?
but what you were saying about like, oh, if you sat somebody down and like rationalized it with them, like they'd probably understand that ghosting is wrong, but because like that doesn't happen, they're doing it like they're kind of acting on their own. They don't think about it. And my attitude is like, fuck that. It's like if you were sitting at if you were like sitting at a dinner table with a girl and spent like hours sitting and talking and getting to know this person, and then at the end of it we're like, hey, so like this was fun, like if you ever want to like, you know, grab dinner or go catch a movie sometime, like let me know. Imagine a scenario in real life where that woman stands up from the table, turns around and leaves without saying a fucking word.
I think what would be worse is, I think this has happened in real life. A girl says she's gonna go to the bathroom and she just never comes back.
No way, dude.
It's definitely happened before.
To
That's
you?
It just doesn't come back.
It's happened to you?
No, I'm just saying I know it's happened before.
Oh, to people. Okay.
That's definitely happened, but even in that, like, I don't know, to me, I'm like, at least there's like a lie in that or something, where it's like, what I'm saying is like literally being ghosted as like somebody never texts you back kind of thing. They just drop it completely without a word. What I'm saying is like, that only exists in a digital setting. Like, there's no scenario where you're talking to somebody and they stand up and leave without like some excuse of like, oh, my babysitter's on fire, or oh, I'm just gonna run to the bathroom real quick, or like some crazy shit where it's like they're giving an out, because like behind a screen you don't have to give an out.
Dude,
You just like never say anything, close the fucking conversation, and then the other person's just like left hanging.
Dude, one of the most annoying things is when my babysitter gets on fire. It's like, so
But Patrick, what are you getting at with this, you slippery bastard? What are you trying to get at here? What's your topic?
I feel like we've been talking about it.
Have we?
What do you mean?
I think his topic is like, you know, shitty ways to be broken up with, or like,
I thought you were going down
part
the
one of
breakup path.
that's part one of those.
Part
Yeah,
two?
shitty ways of being
Okay.
broken up with. That's
okay,
part one. But
lead us to
Part
part two
two.
then.
just before we get to part two, though, just circling back to what Malcolm was trying to say about the public breakups. I don't know if this was a breakup, but I was watching this video of this comedian at a live show, and it's one of those shows where they like pick out people in the crowd to talk about.
Crowd work, yeah.
Crowd work, exactly.
I think I already know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's this one clip that I saw where it's like he points at this guy and he's like, oh, like, is that your girlfriend?
Oh no.
He goes, yeah, is that your girlfriend? Tell me about her, kind of thing. He goes, yeah, we're out on a date right now. And like you can only see the comedian, but they have like the subtitles and it's like girl shakes head no. And it's like
Oh no.
it's like he goes, wait, you're not his girlfriend? And she's like, no, we're not on a date, kind of thing. And it's just like
Awkward.
in front of everybody. The guy's like, wait, what do you mean? Like, we're not on a date? Like, this is a date. And she's like laughing. She's in this clip, she's laughing and I don't know if she's drunk or something, but she has no remorse. Like she's acting as if it's not a big deal.
I saw a video today that reminded me of that. It was like
Yeah.
this, you know, it's like a man on the street, like going up to a couple being like, hey guys, would you be comfortable showing me your phone and like, your DMs and seeing if you're, you know, to catch someone cheating basically.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this one where this guy's like going up to these two people and he's like, oh, like, would you guys, I don't remember what the premise was. It was something like, you know, like what's it called? Like a hall pass for people. It's like, oh, even if you're together, like if the woman runs into this person, like she can do it with that person. Like it's kind of like a freebie.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the guy goes like, oh, would you guys do that right now? Like a hall pass situation. And the guy said no and the girl said yes. And the girl said like, the interviewer goes, oh, so for the girl, who would your hall pass be? And she goes, literally anybody. and then this guy looks so sad, and then he goes to the guy and he's like, who would your hall pass be? And he was like, her, it would be her. And he like looks at his girlfriend, and it's so fucking depressing and sad. So when you were talking about that, like her just being like all blasé about, like she was like laughing in the video too.
Yeah,
she was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
literally anybody. Like,
Yeah, it's literally the same thing with the comedy clip I was bringing up. There's one part where like he's inquiring about it more, and she goes, he knows we're just friends or whatever.
Oh god.
And the comedian is like he looks really like beaten up, like he looks
Yeah.
really upset. Like, are you sure he like?
Dude, you know,
this is like really awkward right now.
dude, you know, what'd be hilarious if you and Bella went to a comedy show and they started like picking on you guys.
Oh no.
That would cause
I would cause
hell,
I
dude.
couldn't even imagine what happened.
Part 2,
shit.
Patrick.
Yeah,
Steer
lead
us-
So
us.
let's
steer
just
us
segue
more.
into the end of this conversation.
Sure.
Mm.
I think talking about shitty ways of being broken up with begs the question: what is your ideal way of someone
Breaking up with.
calling it quits with you?
So like, how do we want to be broken up with?
Yeah.
I would personally want definitely a lengthy conversation, especially if I've been with this person for a long time.
Yeah. Let's segregate into two
Okay.
sections.
So like
One
a
person
casual?
you haven't been with for a long time
Sure.
versus a person you have been with for a long time.
If it's someone who I've barely talked to,
Yeah.
like a short text would suffice. Of like
Are
Hey,
we
listen.
gonna say barely talked to as in like
a couple weeks.
you've
or whatever.
dated or
No.
you've just gone out with a couple times? Like are you talking about like
Someone who
dated
like you
like 2
established
months
like we're gonna be
compared to like
exclusive?
dated over a year?
Yeah,
Or
like
you-
are you, like what's your distinction? Like you said, someone who I've gone out with on a couple of dates versus like because you can. Oops.
I'm thinking
You
like
can
if
go
someone
out
you're
with
getting-
someone for a little bit
Sure.
over a 2-month period and not be dating.
I think
quote
what
unquote.
we're talking
Okay.
about is like you're in the getting to know each other phase
Uh-huh.
of like just starting to date versus someone you're like committed to and you've been committed
Yeah.
to.
Okay.
So for me, it's like in the casual example, a short text would do of like, hey, listen, I've been thinking and I just don't think I want to continue hanging out or whatever.
Okay.
Like explaining in a text, that's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be more than that. If it's a serious relationship, I would definitely want like a sit down face to face conversation before it's over in
Yeah.
terms of like having a lengthy conversation and like talking about why things are happening that way.
Yeah. Would you believe me if I told you I prefer being humiliated?
What?
I would not believe you. No.
What?
You
Yeah.
would it believe you? Would it be like surprise you guys if I had like a megaphone in my face being yelled at?
Yeah, I don't know. When it's like, I get what Mark's saying about the texting, and then if it were a long-term thing, it's like I would ideally want you to like sit down face to face and just like talk it out with me and be like, hey, you know, for like X, Y, and Z reasons, this isn't working, or like, you know,
But why?
yeah, or like, you know, you're ugly and you stink and like that kind of stuff, and like, you know, have them like sit and explain it to me,
Yeah, at least
Yeah.
tell me.
like, yeah, instead of the text thing or something like more distant and kind
What
of
about
like
email?
So you wouldn't mind being on a
email.
Facts.
phone. You wouldn't mind being on the phone and being told, "Listen, you're ugly and you stink," and
But I wouldn't even want to be on the phone.
Why,
Like,
why
I would
is
rather
why is
be
it
like,
why is it that you prefer face to face? Like what about the phone wouldn't suffice?
because I think being face to face forces you to like,
You see the emotions on the
you
person.
see the emotions, and it forces you to actually have that conversation, and like it forces them to say what they need to say, I guess, without any shield. Which that's kind
Shout
of
out
my
John
thing.
Mayer.
I think
Shout out John Mayer.
say what you need to
Sure.
say.
That's what I'm saying. Where it's like I would rather, because I feel like the text obviously leaves too much room for like shit to be interpreted and like tone not to be conveyed and all that stuff. And even on the phone, I feel like there's that separation of like, well, at any second I could just like the person breaking up with me at any second could just hang up the phone. And, like,
Oh, that's actually
and could
scary.
like they could like abort mission at any
Yeah.
point kind of thing. Whereas I feel like if they, I would just
You
rather
can't
them
run
coming
in
to
person,
me.
huh?
Yeah, exactly. You can't escape me. I would rather they just like, we're gonna like go to like grab a coffee and like we're sitting there and like have that conversation of like this is what's up, blah 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 blah. Because
Just
then
hot,
it's
hot
like,
coffee in your hand.
because I also,
What?
oh my god, no, they would have
You
to.
don't want to
live-
give them the opportunity to just.
Well, they're breaking
and
up
you-
with me. If,
Oh,
any,
yeah.
if anything, I'd be throwing the
That's
coffee,
right.
but I also don't drink hot coffee, iced coffee, so they'd be fine.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't throw the coffee.
Couple ice cubes hitting the forehead, but no biggie.
Let me be clear. I wouldn't. Let me be clear.
Let me be.
I wouldn't throw the iced coffee. But what the hell was I gonna say? And I also feel like it's just a showing of like, I would take way more solace in the fact of somebody having the balls to break up with me face to face. Like that would instantly give me a certain amount of respect for that person. Of like, at least they had the like character to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas like, if it were like a long-term thing and it was like, you know, a small essay text of like, this isn't working out for me anymore, blah, 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 blah. And then it's just like, you know, this text I have to read, like that would be so much more infuriating of
Yeah.
like, well, you really don't have a lot like
You
to
know,
kind of,
sorry to
you
cut you
know,
off.
going
there.
on there.
Yeah, you know what? Just instantly hit my mind for whatever reason.
Mm.
We are talking about breakups, but you guys know the clip of the couple that are at the sports game, and the guy is proposing to the girl,
Mhm.
and she goes no on the Megatron. It's on the Megatron.
God.
I've never seen that. No.
You've never
Yeah.
seen that clip?
No.
Nobody?
I've seen one
I
where
think
it's
I've
like
seen it.
I've seen one where it's like a kiss cam,
Yeah.
and the guy kisses a girl, and then it's like, oh, it turns out he has a girlfriend, and he's like all embarrassed and
Yeah.
that sort of shit. But
Yeah.
no, I've never seen that one.
That's soul crushing. That kind of shit.
I'm glad that the rug got pulled out from under me. I hated this topic. All right, bye.
Oh my God! Wow, Patrick's
I
decided.
fucking hated this shit, bro.
Really?
Why?
Patrick's calling it
I don't even
early.
know. I don't even know why I had
You
this
know,
on my notes.
I didn't love it either, to be honest. But I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's,
Nice try.
I mean, I enjoyed that.
You hit
I
some,
had
you
good
missed
time.
some. All right, let's go to bed.
I guess Patrick did enjoy it. Well, I guess we'll make our way out of here. What's everybody got on the agenda for? I mean, it's late now, but what about tomorrow? What's everybody up to tomorrow?
I got work from 10 to 5,
Gross.
and then I'm gonna go to the gym after work,
Gross.
and then after that, I'm probably just gonna watch Stranger Things. I'm rewatching it, so
Gross.
that's
You're
my
watching,
schedule.
you're watching everything?
I'm rewatching the whole thing because I never watched season 4, so I'm watching 1, 2, and 3 again, and then I'm getting into 4.
You know what made me
What's-
really angry? After season 4 came out, someone was going around doing interviews about if 11 could beat Darth Vader in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me so angry that this person went, you know, after seeing all of 11's new abilities, I would say Darth Vader doesn't really stand a chance.
Well, I haven't seen season 4, so no spoilers.
Mm.
But Patrick, what are you doing tomorrow? Mm-hmm.
Let's end it.
Thanks, Patrick.
All right, thanks, guys.
Malcolm, what are you up to tomorrow?
Work on a paper a bit.
Mm.
Might go thrift shopping with Isabel.
Mm.
And
Fuck you.
Probably-
Fuck you.
probably watch a movie or something. When I get back,
Without
I don't
us?
know. With Isabel.
Without us?
We could maybe watch a movie tomorrow if everybody's around. I think
I have
Well,
my
tomorrow.
I think Malcolm just said he can't.
I think tomorrow I'm gonna finally. I think it's time. It's been since November, so that's what November, December, January.
You're gonna
February.
To
shave?
shave down there?
I think it's a haircut time.
You shave your
Oh.
beard too?
No. But I think-
Taper?
Well, I always
Well,
clean
trim it down
I
a
always
little bit.
clean it up a bit, but
Point.
tomorrow I think I'm gonna go finally get a haircut.
Trim
get,
the hedge.
Get rid of the lettuce. Maybe trim my hedges, because the hair it's at the point now where it's been like 5-6 months and it's getting a little unruly.
All right, well.
But anyways, that has been your episode of Wildly Adequate. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We are now, well, the way this is being recorded and coming out, that's not actually going to make any sense. So what I will say instead is subscribe to the channel on YouTube, like the videos, leave a comment telling us how much you disagree with Patrick's assessment of Popeyes. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Are we gonna have Spotify by the time this comes out?
Potentially. Maybe we're on Spotify by the time this comes out. Maybe not. I'm looking into it. Eventually, we are going to try and be on Spotify for all you audio people out there who want, to listen to us in your car or whatever. Because why wouldn't you want that? But yeah,
What about the
that's the
Apple Music?
rigmarole.
Apple Music.
Oh, Apple Music. Yeah, that's one we could look into too.
No.
Not a lot of people use
No,
it.
no.
though.
Spotify's better.
You know what we should
Mm.
do? We should put it on every major platform so that we could just say, listen to us on
Everything.
on
Wherever you get your
wherever you get your
podcasts.
podcasts.
Mhm.
Yup.
Some good shit. Yeah, we'll see about that. That sounds like a lot of work though. Anyways, I've been Matt.
I've been Pat.
I've been Mark.
Oh, come on.
I couldn't shorten it.
I've been Malcolm.
No, Malk.
No. It's you've been Matt. I've been Pat. You've been Mac, and you've been
What?
Malk. That's
That
it.
just doesn't sound great.
No.
My
Okay.
name's already so short. I mean, it's 4 letters. So you're making it 3 letters. Like, yeah, I guess it's like a 3-letter thing.
You know what's crazy to me
Mm-hmm.
is that we're still recording.
I know.
Let's get the fuck out of here.